Well, so let's go ahead and rise and face the east. Which way is east? East in this building is. That way, all right, fine. Abadawa Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, all praises, all honor, and all glory be unto you. The Wadi Yahweh, the Wadi Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Father, we thank you for allowing us to come together upon this blessed and holy feast. We thank you for allowing us to come together and commune of good things, Father. We pray for the remission of our sins. We pray that you would have mercy on us, have compassion, and please show us your grace and correct us in all our ways, thoughts, and behavior as we presume to rededicate ourselves unto you through Yahweh Shai. We pray for an increase in faith, an increase in works, an increase in knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And we pray that these things may be the stability of our times pursuant to Isaiah 33 and verse 6. Father, we pray for all Israel scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Every sincere brother and sister in the truth, rehearsing the righteous acts. We pray for their blessings, for them to continue in the faith, to love one another and to exhort one another and to endure this thing unto the end. And we pray for the swift downfall and judgment of Babylon the Great, of Esau, his rulership and his dominion. We pray for it all to cease to exist, and we pray for that righteous spirit of the Maccabees to be upon our people in these last days, Father. All these things we ask and pray, Bahashem, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai. So I'm going to say the Hebrew prayer first and foremost. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kagash, Haya, Shemkai, Yahweh, Malak Wakah, Aba'a, Ratazaka, Haya, Aisha, Rataza, Kawal, Haya, Bashamayim, Nadamanawa, Lakam, Ka, Yawam, Lasalak Nawa, Kabawak Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kabawati Nawa, Mala'a, Thabaya Nawa, Banasayawan, Abal, Hawashai Nawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwath, Wala'ala, La'ata, Parawath, La'ayyawan, the Wadi Yahweh, the Wadi Yahweh Shai. Now for the translation in English.
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. The Wadi Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai. Amen.
All praises to the Most High. So again, man, family, Shalom Israel, man. Shalom, Yasharella. Man, we in this building, man. So, hey, man, shout out first and foremost to HOI, the House of Israel. You know, Priest Sabak should be on his way. You know what I'm saying? And we want to give a mighty shalom to the brothers of the House of Israel for, you know, embracing us. You know what I'm saying? And you know, doing this unity feast. We want to also shout out the brothers coming from, I'm sorry, what was the...
Double-edged sword.
Double-edged sword. You got a brother, okay, double-edged sword in the house. Yeah, I'm definitely familiar with y'all there. Double-edged sword, you know what I'm saying? And obviously, Watchman, we represent the Watchman for Israel, LA. So brothers coming together to celebrate this feast, that's beautiful, man. So again, man, we just want to say shalom, man. And you know, first and foremost, let's give it up for the Most High, man. Can we give it up for the Most High? Let's give it up for the Most High. Yeah, the Most High is the highest, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, brothers is no longer in the world. Brothers no longer doing things that they used to do. You know, all manner of wickedness. The sisters is in righteousness through the Spirit. You know what I'm saying? The children getting it together. You know what I'm saying? So that's all through the Spirit, man. So, but nonetheless, man, we're going to get into this thing, man. You know, we got a mighty feast to go over. You know what I'm saying? Judas Maccabees, Mattathias. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of our people, matter of fact, let's just go ahead and get Romans chapter 10 and verse 2 right quick, King. Let's get Romans chapter 10 and verse 2, man. You know what I'm saying? Because how familiar are we with these feast days, man? You know, with our own history. How familiar are we with it? You know what I'm saying? Because when you look back into, when you was in the world, a lot of people were zealous. Zealous for Christmas, man. You know what I'm saying? People were zealous for Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people were zealous, you know what I'm saying, for, Valentine's Day. You know what I'm saying? And New Year's. You know what I'm saying? You made sure to watch the MTV New Year's Eve ball come down. You was probably out there in New York. You know what I'm saying?
Dick Clark.
Yeah, all that, man. You know what I'm saying? People were zealous. And then look, you had Christmas came. You had the stockings up. You know what I'm saying? You had Michael Jackson Christmas song playing. You had Mariah Carey on. And y'all was zealous, man. You know what I'm saying? But how much more zealous you gonna be for your own history, man? Once you came out of that wickedness of being in the world and knowing all of the folly of this world, you know what I'm saying? And professing Saint Nick, you know what I'm saying? Watching Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer deer 1,000 times. Some of y'all probably watched Home Alone before coming up here, man. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, man, how much more zealous should we be for the laws in our own history, man? Let's get that right quick in Romans chapter 10 and verse 2, man.
It's the book of Romans chapter 10 and verse 2. It says, "For I bear them record that they have a zeal of God."
What do our people have?
"For I bear them record that they have a zeal of God, but not according to knowledge."
What?
But not according to knowledge.
Look, so our people said, the Bible says our people have a zeal, man. We see that all the time, man. Our people shucking and jiving in the Christian church Sunday every week, man. Faithful into the Christian church. You debating family members about not being able to celebrate these folly days, and they going to war with you. Bloodshed being spilled. You know what I'm saying? All that type of madness. You know what I'm saying? So our people have a zeal to serve God. You know what I'm saying? They singing about the greens, beans, tomatoes, and all that madness. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it's not according to knowledge, man. You know what I'm saying? What's that knowledge that the Most High is referring to that our people is not doing? Let's get Sirach chapter 19 and verse 19 real fast. We're going to show you what that knowledge is. The Most High also said that what? He hath rejected our people for a lack of knowledge, man. You know what I'm saying? Our people have rejected the Most High, and He's rejected them as well, man. So we already know the prophecies that's going to come to pass as far as how many of our people is going to be delivered, man. So we want to make sure that we're of that hopeful elect in these last days, man. Because we living all over again the days of the Greeks, the days of the Romans, man. We are in those days once again, man. You are going to see the parallels between right now, today, here in America and Babylon, and back then in ancient Greece, man, and Rome. You're going to see the parallels, right? But let's get that right quick, King.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 19 and verse 19. The knowledge of the commandments of the Lord is the doctrine of life.
He said what?
The knowledge of the commandments of the Lord is the doctrine of life.
Right, so he said that the knowledge of the commandments of the Lord, that's the doctrine of life, man. That's how you're going to get everlasting life. The knowledge of the commandments, man. It didn't say that, the knowledge of Esau's colleges. You know what I'm saying? How many degrees you got. You know what I'm saying? He didn't say nothing. The wisdom of this world. You know what I'm saying? You working for Esau, slaving for him, building his kingdom up. You know what I'm saying? Gaining wisdom in all of his different avenues of income. You know what I'm saying? That's not how you're going to get your knowledge, man. Your true knowledge is the commandments of the Lord, man. You see what I'm saying? But go ahead.
It says, the knowledge of the commandments of the Lord is the doctrine of life, and they that do things that please him shall receive the fruit of the tree of immortality.
Right, so the thing that we have to do is please the Most High. And it's pleasing to the Most High right now for us to come together and keep this feast of dedication, man. It's very pleasing in the eyes of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? So give it up for yourselves as well, man. Israel keeping the feast of dedication, man. That's beautiful, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's get that in, let's go to 1 Maccabees chapter 14 and verse 9 real fast. 1 Maccabees chapter 14 and verse 9. You know what I'm saying? We just getting some icebreaker precepts right quick. You know what I'm saying? Again, made mention. Y'all, Israel is beautiful. So, like the Most High said in Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 2, have likened Israel into a comely and delicate woman. Right? You know what I'm saying? So, we are that bride that's preparing for her bridegroom. You know what I'm saying? That being Yahweh Shah. You know what I'm saying? So we got to prepare ourselves for this marriage, man. You know what I'm saying? And we out here to seal the elect, the hopeful elect. Most High willing, we are of that number, Israel. So let's get that in 1 Maccabees chapter 14, and let's get verse 9.
It's the book of 1 Maccabees chapter 14 and verse 9. It says, the ancient men sat all in the streets, Communing together of good things.
No, they was hanging out on the block.
Communing together of good things.
No, they was repping the set out.
Communing together of good things.
Right, so he said the ancient men sat all in the street, man. Communing together of good things, man. You know what I'm saying? The conversation was that of holy things, man. You know what I'm saying? It was no corrupt manners. You know what I'm saying? Brothers wasn't talking about, hey man, the ops is around the block, they just pulled up on us. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't talking about, hey, what you got on the sack, homie? You know what I'm saying? What you got on the fifth? You know what I'm saying? It was having conversations of righteous things, communing of good things, right? Go ahead.
Communing together of good things, and the young men put on glorious and warlike apparel.
They put on what?
And the young men put on glorious and warlike apparel.
That was it on that.
Yeah.
So it said the young men put on glorious and warlike apparel, man. You know what I'm saying? And that also, you know, on a side note, that kind of lets you know the difference in attire between men and women. You know what I'm saying? The men put on masculine attire as opposed to the women putting on feminine attire. They always like to say that, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, why you got on a dress? You wearing a dress, right? You know what I'm saying? So, but nonetheless, you know what I'm saying? This is our culture. You know what I'm saying? And of course, living on this Western society, man, they're always going to try to make it look like what we believe in is off. What we believe in is wicked. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know, it's evil. It's not. This is not how it was supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? But hey, you know, through the Spirit, the Most High is exposing all of Esau's lies, man. Exposing everything that Esau has, you know, brainwashed our people to believe in. You know what I'm saying? So, but let's go ahead and I want to get this article first. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people that come against Israel, they always come against the Apocrypha. We can't go into the Apocrypha, man. The Apocrypha is not canon, huh? You know what I'm saying? So we deal with that time and time again, man. Recently, my brother Yasharala and myself, man, we dealt with Jews for Jesus. Issachar, right? Mexican brother. You know what I'm saying? But he believed that, you know, the Jewish people are the real Jews, and he was pretty much identified himself as a Gentile. Yep. And he goes to a Messianic Jewish church. You know what I'm saying? But if you see that video, I mean, Yasharala gave him some daggers. You know what I'm saying? I poked him a couple times, you know what I'm saying? But that was all of the Most High, man. You know what I'm saying? So he tried to come against the Apocrypha, man. We hit him with a 1-2 punch that I got to do some more studying. You know, I got to figure this thing out, you know. But nonetheless, they had a excavation of an ancient, archaeological evidence showing that the Maccabean time period was absolutely real. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to read a little bit of that. Can you hit that title right quick, King?
Yeah, this is from the Smithsonian Magazine. It says a 2,000-year-old Greek fortress has been unearthed in Jerusalem.
Right, it said a 2,000-year-old Greek fortress has been unearthed in Jerusalem, right? So we're going to drop down to the second paragraph, I believe. Where it talks about Hanukkah. You have something, King?
What's the title of the article?
Yeah, he just said it. Read it one more time.
Yeah, it says, this is the title. A 2,000-year-old Greek fortress has been unearthed in Jerusalem.
Right, so they're just talking about an ancient finding of archaeology, right? So, and it's on the Smithsonian. That's a well-known website. You know what I'm saying? So, get that second paragraph, King.
Second paragraph, and it reads, Hanukkah, which commemorates the story of the Maccabean uprising, celebrates the defeat of the Seleucid king Antiochus Epiphanes and the rededication of the Second Temple. The king had outlawed Jewish rites in 167 BC, ordering Jews to instead worship Zeus.
To do what?
Ordering Jews to instead worship Zeus.
Right, so I mean, even I think if we read a little bit, did they mention? No, yeah, actually, let's get that first paragraph. Let's start at right here, where it says the site.
Okay, it says, the site is believed to be a famous 2,000-year-old Greek fortress known as Arca, which played a key role in the Jewish revolts that inspired Hanukkah.
Right, so, and this lets you know, like, that Maccabean time period was absolutely real. You have something, King?
How you spell that, Arca?
Arca is A-R-C-A. A-R-C-A. So, I mean, look, people, you can't come against the Apocrypha. You have a whole, you know what I'm saying, 15 books missing. How do you jump from, if you just had the Old Testament and the New Testament, you don't have the Greek time period, you know what I'm saying, in your regular KJV. You know what I'm saying? So when people come and scoff against the Apocrypha, you're missing a whole bunch of history.
Right.
I'm saying, not to mention, I mean, how we try to talk about the Feast of Dedication? Yeah, ain't no way around it. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, if we could get a little bit more, is there more to it? Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much it on the article. So y'all can check that out as archaeological proof that the Maccabean time period absolutely was true. So with that being said, let's get Psalms chapter 85 and verse 11 right quick. Because the Most High said that the earth would help us. You know what I'm saying? Even when you read Revelation chapter 12, it talks about pretty much the dragon sent out a flood. You know what I'm saying? Sent out a flood, and that flood pretty much represented the lies. And the Most High stated how the earth helped the woman being Israel. You know what I'm saying? And that earth also represents the archaeology that's being found in these present times today and over the course of these last several centuries. You know what I'm saying? The earth has helped us. You know what I'm saying? So nature itself, the Most High uses to, benefit his own people, benefit us, right? Let's get that Psalms 85 and verse 11. Go ahead.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 85 and verse 11. Truth shall bring out of the earth. Truth shall spring out of the earth.
It said what?
Truth shall spring out of the earth.
Right, so the Most High said truth shall spring out of the earth, man. You know what I'm saying? Right now, everybody's feeding and feasting off of that truth, man. Like the Most High said, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Most High, man. You know what I'm saying? All praises. So that's what we're doing right now. The Most High said truth shall spring out of the earth. That's how you get these excavations of archaeology, right? Go ahead.
And righteousness shall look down from heaven.
Right, and it said righteousness shall look down from heaven, man. Because everything Esau has tried to do was just bring out nothing but lies, man. You know what I'm saying? Just nothing but slander on the nation of Israel. You know what I'm saying? Nothing but, evil and wickedness, talked on about our people. You know what I'm saying? But all praise to the Most High for bringing out this truth, man. You know what I'm saying? And allowing us to all wake up and have our certain time periods to receive this information of who we are, man. Now we rededicating ourselves and we getting back in this thing. So without further ado, let's go ahead, unless you guys.
I just had a quick precept of the Spirit. Going to real quick the Ecclesiastes. Right, let's go to Ecclesiastes. All right, Ecclesiastes chapter. I think I'm 1 and 3 and 15. If I'm not mistaken. Right.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3 and verse 15.
Right.
That which hath been is now.
Right.
And that which is to be hath already been. And God requireth that which is past.
And God what?
And God requireth that which is past.
Right. So, and I'm Brother Yashua at WFI as well. Right, through the Spirit. Shalom, shalom. And so, basically, I pulled that precept as to say that, okay, you good. Basically to say that as we read our history, right, because this is our history. If we're Israelites, the whole book, this Bible, is about the records of Israelites, right? So it's written by Israelites to Israelites for Israelites. So it's for its bias, right? So, yeah, exactly, food, right? So if we have the king, we have the writings, got 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel, 1 Kings, 2 Kings, 1 Chronicles, 2 Chronicles. We're going into the time of the Maccabees, 1st, 2nd Maccabees. Whole bunch of chapters, whole bunch of verses going into our history in particular, right? So as we read 1st Maccabees, 2nd Maccabees during this time of the Feast of Dedication, we also want to understand that which had been is already, is what's going to happen next, right? So as we read the destruction that happened to us by Antiochus Epiphanes, that's going to happen again when they was persecuting us. That's going to happen again. Right, so history, as they like to say, history repeats itself, and so we can see that true in the Bible, right? Because Yahweh Shah talks about it in Matthew chapter 24, right, and other chapters, that essentially the same things that's going on during the time of the Maccabees is happening today, and it's going to happen tomorrow, right, and the day after that. So as we read our history, we'll also want to keep in mind that, this is the time in which we can relate to the time of the Maccabees, which I know Brother Shalom wants to bring out certain precepts and certain points in which we can relate this time to that time that we were living before, right? But that's a precept I had. You got it. Yeah, you good.
Let's go ahead and head to 1st Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 1. And let's go ahead and get into it, man, because it was a hell of a time period in which a lot of our people were being Hellenized, man. Completely separated from knowing who they were. You know what I'm saying? And, we had a lot of sellouts, had a lot of traitors, a lot of backstabbers. You know what I'm saying? A lot of, people that, were turncoats, quote unquote turncoats. You got something?
Same spirits is back in the room again.
Absolutely, right?
Same spirits.
Same spirits is back in the world again, man. So we living in the, another time period of the Greeks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but let's go ahead and get into that. First Maccabees chapter 1, and let's get verse 1.
It's the book of First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse number 1. It says, "And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chedda, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead the first over Greece."
So it says, and it happened, right? And what is it referring to? It's referring to the prophecies of Daniel. Daniel spoke of these things before it came to pass. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken, he mentioned it in, was that 6 BCE? I believe in the 6th century BCE. And obviously that was a few hundred years before the Greeks came into power, right? You know what I'm saying? So, the prophets come from Israel. The prophets do not come from Islam, right? You're not going to find a prophecy of Islam at all, whatsoever, about a future ruler over the world. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to find that. But nonetheless, it says, "And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Shittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians." And we know that the Greeks, they assumed power pretty fast. You know what I'm saying? So, and then when you read in Daniel chapter 7 and verse 8, chapter 8, that's where you get the prophecies that Daniel laid out before to let you know that the Greeks were going to take over. You know what I'm saying? He even spoke of the 4 generals, you know what I'm saying, that was going to precede Alexander the Great. And he said it was the first over Greece, right? Because there was no white man that was ruling the earth prior to Alexander the Great, man. At all, man. They were always the scum of the earth, man. Always the scum of the earth. You know what I'm saying? So there was always second fiddle. You know what I'm saying? So when he finally got his when he finally got his moment, man, he was gonna show his ass. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what he was gonna do. Real quick, let's go to Obadiah, I think I want Obadiah 1 and where I think it talks about the brother, him watching the destruction of Babylon, of Jerusalem.
Yeah, verse.
Come.
You see that? In the day of thy brother.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and start at verse 10. Now, bring it out, King.
Come. It's the book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse number 10. It says, "For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee."
It said what?
"For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem. Even thou was as one of them."
He said what?
Even thou was as one of them.
Right, so he said that even thou was as one of them, right? Because who destroyed Jerusalem during this time? The Babylonians did. You know what I'm saying? But right here in this chapter, the Most High is talking specifically to Esau. He said, look, you was just as one of them. You know what I'm saying? Those ancient Babylonians, man. You was just like them. And lo and behold, like it says in Psalms 137, hey, Edom, you the daughter of Babylon.
Yeah.
You're the virgin daughter of Babylon. You're going to be ruling in that mystery Babylon the Great. You're going to have that position in the last days. Right, go ahead.
It says, verse 12, "But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother, in the day that he became a stranger, neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. Thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Yea, thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity."
Right, so Esau, he had his fun in the sun, man. He seen the temple being destroyed back in that time. Was that 586 BC? You know what I'm saying? He seen it happen. Oh yeah, he wanted to take part in that, man. He was gonna have a hand in that. You know what I'm saying? And even even up until this time. You know what I'm saying? Of course, after the time of 70 AD, you know what I'm saying? And all the way to this present time, Yahushua is that spiritual temple. And we, as individuals, we make up the body of Yahushua. We all have a specific part to play within the body, man.
Yeah.
So anytime he gets a chance to defile your temple, oh, he rejoices.
Yeah.
Anytime he gets Negroes to, get online and talking about eating some twerky, you know what I'm saying, and rotisifying some ham and Coca-Cola for 48 hours. Oh, Esau rejoiced in a major way, man. He love that. You got something?
Yeah, I got a point too. Hey, earlier when I was in the car with the elder, I had played that video just as a joke, right? Because I was connected to the ox. Right? And hey, the first 2 seconds of the video, he already knew what it was. So, right? But I clicked on the video, but the thing is, it played 2 ads before I could even watch the video. So when the ads is on the video, that means that what? That it's monetized. So obviously Esau is supporting the madness that this brother's bringing out, right? The what is it? The Coca-Cola ham, right? The glazed.
Oh yeah,
right?
that idea was off, man.
Come on, man. So and Esau loves that, man. So we was, and then look, we're about to read about it. The sellouts in First Maccabees, when we had some chief coons. You know what I'm saying? We got chief priests and all that. We had some chief coons during that time, man. You know what I'm saying? And likewise, up until this day, man, you got a lot of these people within, politics, Candace Owens of the world. You have, some other sellouts in that. You say who?
No, I just had a priest on that thing. You got it.
Okay, yeah, we'll bring that out. And, in the sports world and entertainment world, you got the Stephen A. Smiths, you got the Charles Barkleys. You know what I'm saying? You got some of them be in and out of the court. Sometimes they'll say something, Charleston White, he'll say something every now and then, like, yeah, that's on point. And he'll get, shucking and jiving again, man. Samuel, Shannon Sharp as well.
Shaq too.
Yeah, Shaq, it's a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, but hey, the Most High said, 2/3 of our people are going to perish, man. They're going to perish. But your brother said he got a precept. Let's bring it out, King.
This is First Maccabees chapter 1, going on to the behavior of. That's mighty come. First Maccabees chapter 1, right? And verse number let's see here. Verse 20. Right, First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 20. Yeah, you're right there. You have one.
It's the book of First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 20.
Right.
And after that, Antiochus had smitten Egypt. He returned again in the 140th and third year, and went up against Israel and Jerusalem with a great multitude.
Right, so after Antiochus had smitten Egypt, that wasn't enough. Right? Egypt wasn't enough. In order for you to get to Egypt from Greece, you would have to what? You would have to go through Israel. Right? You would have to pass Israel. Either if you're going by the sea, you would still pass Israel. Right? So he smit Egypt, so he took Egypt down, but he still went back up to Israel and Jerusalem with a great multitude. And what did he do?
And entered proudly.
And entered what?
And entered proudly.
What does Esau do?
And entered proudly.
Okay, he entered proudly. Wherever he goes, he enters proudly. He entered the shores of America proudly, man. Right? Was scouting out the land. We had our brothers, the so-called Native Americans of the 10 tribes, man. Here, trying to deal with them, and we know what happened. We know what happened next, right? So wherever Esau goes, he enters proudly, right, into the what?
Into the sanctuary.
So he entered proudly into our temple, into our sanctuary, right? That's the pride of Esau, man. He has no respect for our laws or anything like that, for anything holy, right? Go ahead.
And took away the golden altar,
right,
and the candlestick of light,
right,
and all the vessels thereof.
Right, the golden altar, the candlestick of light, as you see the menorah, right, and the vessels thereof. Go ahead.
And the table of the showbread,
right,
and the pouring vessels, and the vials, and the censers of gold, and the veil, and the crowns, and the golden ornaments that were before the temple.
Yep.
All which he poured off.
Right, so he poured off all of this. Right, now let's go down to verse 24. So all our holy vessels that we had in the temple and the sanctuary, right? That not even, if you're an Israelite, you wouldn't even dare go in the temple. I'm Judah. I can't do it. So here you go, Esau, right? The filth of the scum of the earth coming into our temple and sanctuary, man. It shows you the pride of Esau, right? Let's go to verse 24.
Verse 24.
Right?
And when he had taken all away,
Yeah.
he went into his own land,
Right.
having made a great massacre.
Having made a what?
Having made a great
He
massacre.
made a great massacre of us. You know, like, that reminds me of Doeg the Edomite.
Right.
Doeg the Edomite was not ashamed, if any brother has read, 1st and 2nd Samuel, Doeg the Edomite was not ashamed at all to fall upon, meaning to kill the Lord's priest, man. Right? He had no shame at all. Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, hey, you don't have to tell me twice. That's no problem. Right? You got
What
to
was the
get it.
name? You said Goy the Edomite?
Doeg the Edomite.
Doeg.
Doeg, I believe, right? Doeg the Edomite, right? So it says,
Doeg.
you said what?
Where you read about Doeg?
1 Samuel, I believe.
Okay.
Right? 1 Samuel?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think also like, well, that's another Edomite. 1 Kings 11.
Okay, yeah.
That came up against Solomon.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, So, somewhere around there through the Spirit, and we can find it if we can.
First Samuel
22?
22.
Okay, right. But yeah, keep going on that, King.
Verse 25.
Oh,
Somebody at the end of verse 24. And having made a great massacre,
Right?
and spoken very proudly.
And spoken what?
And spoken very proudly.
And so he probably, and this is Esau. We know that every time Esau takes us down or has us in subjection, he likes to speak proudly, right? He likes to speak proud. I mean, just imagine the words that he was speaking against us. Yeah, I took him down. I took his stuff. You know what I'm saying? I took this stuff in the little candlesticks and whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's whatever, right? Yeah, I just have it set up in my palace, right? Yeah, so this is Esau, right? Esau's like Bakan, showing his true nature. This is why it's so important for us to read the Bible, because it's going to lay out the behavior of Esau. You said what?
Kind of like how he speak, like how they speaking about the war in Israel so proudly, especially after the ceasefire just ended. They lost the most bloodiest moment of the war taking place right now.
Right.
They got such a proud stance that they every time they address the situation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Esau always has a proud spirit. Even against the other nations, he even has a proud spirit. You know what I'm saying? He would even say against, like, for example, I remember when Trump called, Kim Jong-un of North Korea, he said, yeah, little rocket man, right? Yeah, we would take him down, and Japan can just watch him the Sony TV. Right? Japan doesn't have to help. We would just take him down, little rocket man, right? Yeah, so, I mean, that's Esau. We speak proudly against anybody, right? But Con, you got it. Yeah, that's it.
Con, man, absolutely, man. If we can, let's get first, real quick. We're gonna go back to Maccabees. Let's get First Ezra chapter 4 and verse 45 to show. Because some people stumbled at that Obadiah thinking that wasn't talking about Esau, man. You know what I'm saying when it says when it talks about his brother. You got some people out here saying, oh yeah, the Esaudian Arabians. You know what I'm saying? So Esau is the white man, all right. That doctrine has been dying off for quite some time. So First Ezra chapter 4, and let's get verse 45.
This is First Ezra chapter 4, verse 45. Thou also hast vowed to build up the temple, which the Edomites, which the Edomites burnt when Judea was made desolate by the Chaldees.
Right, by the Babylonians, man. So it says, which the Edomites burnt up, because the Edomites was there when the Babylonians came through to destroy it, and they was like, let us do it. It'll be our pleasure. You know what I'm saying? That's Esau's mindset. Let us be the ones to destroy it. You know what I'm saying? Esau is still reeling off what his daddy did and giving up the damn blessing, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's just your nature, man. You know what I'm saying? You're not loyal to the soil, man. There's no way you can be loyal to the Most High, man. You know what I'm saying? So that even then they like to point at us, talking about black on black crime, but Esau is gangbanging on a global scale, man. You know what I'm saying? Offering one another. You know what I'm saying? That's why you have Russia against America. That's why you have Vladimir Putin is adamantly against the growing of GMO foods, and is pointing his finger at the West. We'll never be like that. You know what I'm saying? So the Most High is drawing that divide between Esau and they both Edomites at the end of the day, Edomite empires. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and get back into First Maccabees. Let's go back up real fast and let's get verse chapter 1, and let's go ahead and go through verse 2 actually. Then we'll jump back down. So it's a lot of history with the Maccabees, man. And we're going to see some righteous men who we all as men should pattern ourselves after, man. Righteous women within the Maccabean time period. The mother that had to watch her 7 sons pass away before her own very eyes, man. Being tortured by Edomites, man. Being tortured by the white man.
What's her name?
Well, it didn't give her name, but it was in 2 Maccabees chapter 7. You read about it in 2 Maccabees chapter 7. You know what I'm saying? And it gives a mighty account of how this woman, encouraged her sons to, hey, look, you coming back, man. Even to the last boy, the youngest boy, man. Watched his 6 brothers die, and she went to encourage him and say, hey, Mom. He basically said, say less. That's what he said. When you read it, he basically said, say less. Hey, I'm not worried. I'll be back. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, this is the mentality you got to have, man. This is the mentality our people got to have. You know what I'm saying? Because just imagine Esau right now coming through, ransacking this place right now and snatching the little children up, man. Hanging the infants upside down, man. You know what I'm saying? They killed off all the men. You know what I'm saying? And Esau's just doing whatever he wants. Burning us alive, man. Boiling us alive. This is what Esau was doing, man. And you got to understand the importance of the temple, man. You know what I'm saying? Esau was cutting off your direct communication with the Most High. You know what I'm saying? When people wanted to get a word from the Most High, they went to the prophets, man. They went to the priests. The priests were the ones that taught the law, man. That's what Levi means, joined unto me. The Levites are joined unto the Most High. That's why you have mighty people like Mattathias rising up in that time period. You know what I'm saying? The Levites asking, who will be on the Lord's side, man? Even before this, the Greek Empire, I mean, what took place during this Greco rulership? You know what I'm saying? The priest was rising up, standing up for the Most High in these times, man. You know what I'm saying? So, but let's go ahead and get this chapter 1 and verse 2. Bring it out, King.
This is the first Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 2. And made many wars.
What did the Greeks do?
And made many wars. And won many strongholds. And slew the kings of the earth.
Right, and they slew the kings of the earth, man. So some of the wars that took place that Alexander was a part of, even prior to, because the Greeks came into power at what time period? What was the year? Anybody know, man? We got to know our own history. Y'all know. You say, huh?
70 AD?
No, not 70 AD. You say, who said it? Around that time, 333 BC. That was the time period in which the Greeks came into power. You know what I'm saying? So some of the battles they had prior to that year and after that, one was called 333, the Battle of Granicus. You had the Battle of Issus in 332, the Battle of Halicarnassus in 334 as well, and also the Battle of Aguamela. So these are some of the battles that the Bible is mentioning that they had many wars, man. You know what I'm saying? They didn't just overcome the Medes and the Persians. It was plenty of wars that the Greeks was battling in, right? So let's keep going on that, King.
Verse 3, and went through to the ends of the earth, and took spoils of many nations, insomuch that the earth was quiet before him.
It said what?
Insomuch that the earth was quiet before him.
It said the earth was quiet, man. Before Alexander the Great, man. Before he came into power, man, it said the earth was quiet before him, man. You know what I'm saying? Now it's just turned upside down. You know what I'm saying? And things are turned upside down right now, man. Lo and behold, no surprise there, man. It's because the Greeks are in power right now, right? Bring it out, King.
It says, verse 4, and he gathered a mighty strong host, and ruled over countries, and nations, and kings, who became tributaries unto him.
Who became what?
Who became tributaries unto him.
Right. It said they became tributaries unto him, unto the Greeks. And we see that unto this day. You still got to pay taxes, right? Tributaries unto Esau, man. You know what I'm saying? Even to this day. You know what I'm saying? So Esau, he's always had this wicked and evil spirit upon him, man. You know what I'm saying? But bring it out, King.
Come on. Verse number 5. And after these things he fell sick, and perceived that he should die. Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable, and had been brought up with him from his youth.
Right, so he said, hey, look, Alexander the Great, I think it says he died at what age? Does it say? We coming up on that, huh? 27?
Yeah.
Okay.
32.
Yeah, I think it's the Bible says 32, yeah. So, I mean, he died at a young age, man. You know what I'm saying? And you read Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2, it gives you the mentality of the white man. You You know what I'm saying? They have the mentality, hey, we here for a good time, not a long time, man. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna live it up right now, man. They are the epitome of the YOLO spirit, man. The epitome of that. You know what I'm saying? So it said that, one more time, it says, after these things, he fell sick and perceived that he should die. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Esau, the white man, he holds Alexander in high regards, man. You know what I'm saying? We learned about him in school. Hey, man, I couldn't stand the white man's history in school. You know what I'm saying? That's why I didn't last in high school, man. I didn't last in middle school. I didn't go too long to school. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't stand history class, man. I couldn't learn it. That's all you learned about, man. And then the only thing they hit you with is 1600s. Yeah, we civilized you niggas. You were swinging on trees in Africa. Hey, we civilized you. That's all you need to know. You know, and the Indians gave the lands to the pilgrims, and now you're here. You know what I'm saying? So, absolutely. But this is what they want you to think, man. You know what I'm saying? Revisionist historians. That's what the white man is, revisionist, right? You know, and you know, they came into power, so they can rewrite history. They have that power and authority. You know what I'm saying? But when we come into power, hey, it's going to be the truth. Yeah. That's all it's going to be. It's going to be the truth is going to be revealed. And Esau is going back to his natural essence, man. A cave beast. That's what he's going back to. You have some, King?
Esau teaches his story.
His story, absolutely. His story. Right, absolutely, right? So, and then, you know, and you know, look, Alexander, he was a freak, man. Just plain and simple. He was a freak. He was off into homosexuality, as a lot of the Greeks were. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about, you know, we're going to read about it, the place of exercise. We're coming up on that, right? Gymnasium. What does gymnasium mean? It means naked exercise. When you see a lot of those ancient Greek sculptures, you see what? You see two white men wrestling naked. You know what I'm saying? You know a lot of y'all was into wrestling in your youth. A lot of y'all was Stone Cold Steve Austin to the death, man. Undertaker. You know what I'm saying? You was Ahmed Johnson out here, man. Right. Paul Hogan. You know what I'm saying? The Rock. Macho Man. All of them. You see that? You see? Hey, we was living during the times of the Greeks, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I watched it, you know, from the time of like 6 years old to 10. But I know grown men that watched it all the way up until now, man. You know what I'm saying? Still staying with moms. I had a neighborhood drunk named Reggie in the neighborhood. You feel me? He loved wrestling, man. All the time. He dun 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 dun. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, Esau get you into the mix, man.
Yeah, man.
He get you into the mix big time. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know, he was a freak, man. Alexander the Great. So we see, and you go to the gym today, man. Go to the gym today. You see a lot of freaks in the gym, man. Walking around that butt ass naked, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of Esau, a lot of older Esau, man. Just in the gym naked, like waiting for you to make eye contact with him. Like, yo, and like, come on, man. You know, and that lets you know who that profane and vile person is in the earth, man. Who the Most High is talking about when he's talking about the son of perdition. You know what I'm saying? You think it's just one antichrist that's going to come and just be so charismatic he going to sweep everybody off their feet? Hey, that's madness, man. The Most High is talking about Esau, man. The white man. That's who he's talking about. There's no people more vile in the earth than him.
Break it out.
Okay, I thought brother had something.
No, break it out.
Keep going on this, what's that? No, actually, verse 6, I'm going to read that part one more time. It says, wherefore he called his servants such as were honorable, man. Hey, it's honorable to do the things in Esau's eyes that he does, man. To rape, to commit genocide, man. He views these things as being honorable, man. And that's absolutely wild, right? But go to verse 12 right quick. Verse 7, right?
Come on, this is verse 7. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died. And his servants bare rule every one in his own place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth.
It said what?
And evils were multiplied in the earth.
Right, it said, and evils were multiplied in the earth, man. And he said it was his people that came up with it from his youth, right? So he had pretty much four generals after him. Do brothers know the names of these four generals? You know what I'm saying? Brothers know that history. I know it's Greek history now. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't stand it either. But this is history that we kind of got to know about. You know what I'm saying? So throw a name out there.
Seleucus.
Yes, Seleucus.
Epiphany, right? Epiphany, right? One of them.
Not Epiphanes, right? But you got Seleucus. Did somebody say something else? Cassander. Lysimachus or Lysimachus. And what else? Starts with the P.
Ptolemy.
Ptolemy, right? So those are the 4
The
generals
one that was
after.
over Egypt.
Right, yeah, and then they all branched off. The kingdom was split into 4. So that's what you call a tetrarchy, a kingdom that's divided into 4. You know what I'm saying? 4 different sections. You see what I'm saying? So now, so those 4 took reign after Alexander died, and it said that evils were multiplied in the earth. But then, like you made mention of Epiphanies, right? Go ahead.
Come, verse number 10. And there came out of them a wicked root.
Okay, what?
And there came out of them a wicked root.
Right. Now, we know all the people before this person was all wicked. But they had to, acknowledge this one as being, one of the chief wicked ones.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It says, there came out of them a wicked root.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And what was his name?
Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus the king, who had been in hostage at Rome, and he reigned in the 140, and 37th year of the kingdom of the Greeks.
Right. So it said he reigned in the 137th year of the Greeks. So Antiochus or Antiochus, as the brother pronounced. You know what I'm saying? We don't care how we pronounce the names, man. It's Greek names at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? A lot of which some of us took on. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, it says he was wicked, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and get that next verse, though, King.
Verse number 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men.
Put out what?
Wicked men. Who persuaded many saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us, for since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
Right, so you had a lot of wicked men amongst our own, man. I said, hey, man, let us depart. You know what I'm saying? So ever since we, read that last part one more time, it says, persuaded many saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen. They wanted to make an agreement, contractual agreement with the heathen nations, man. You know what I'm saying? Imagine that. Now, you got people, within our own nation right now in this present times that's making covenants with the heathen. That's making contracts with the heathen to sell our people out. You know what I'm saying? And this is why they don't allow any type of revolutionary spirit of a man or a sister to get in their realms of politics. They're not dealing with that, man. They need you to shuck and jive, man. They need you to, they're going to vet you out and see, what type of person you are. You know what I'm saying? If you want one of those Colin Kaepernick Negroes, you damn half-breed, we raised you, and you want to buck up against us, hey, well, you're not playing in NFL no more, buddy. How about that, huh? You know what I'm saying? And then you have people like, remember Michael Vick, right? He was trying to tell Kaepernick, right? Hey, you might want to cut your hair, man. Cut the braids off, man. You want to look presentable to these people. All because they gave his ass another chance. You know what I'm saying? So you got a lot of people that's like, hey, they're going to sell out quick. They're going to sell out quick for a buck. They want to be on TV getting their checks. You know what I'm saying? And then you got some of our people that, hey, they just, they kind of take the L. Kyrie Irving kind of stood 10 toes. You know what I'm saying? All praises to the Most High for that. But at the same time, he's still in the chokehold and kind of dealing with different doctrines. You know what I'm saying? You got Kanye, he kind of in and out of it. You know what I'm saying? One minute he's saying something, next thing, hey, I'm married to a Jewish bitch. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? In his latest song. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, we had a lot of sellouts, man. And we're going to continue, though. You had something?
No, you got
Okay.
it. Yep.
Come on, let's go on ahead and drop down to verse 14 real fast.
Come. Verse number 14. Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen.
Right, it says they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem, man. You know what I'm saying? So we see Esau today, he thinks he tries to profit off of anything. We see that. Esau's going to profit off of sex. He's going to profit, who would think to put two people together and pay them money so that you can sell it to the whole world? That's wild, right? I don't know who would have a thought like that. You know what I'm saying? Except, Esau, except a European man, a wicked person, a profane person. You know what I'm saying? You had something?
Better yet, who would think about hunting a whale? You know how big a whale is? They're the first person that hurt a whale.
Right.
A whale is bigger than the boat, bigger than the house. Hunting whales.
Right, and I think I
That's
said this
wild
the other day. Was it the blue whale?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the biggest thing I've ever seen. And
Who
how
thinks
heavy
I'll
that-
hunt something that big?
Exactly. And that lets you know, pursuant to the prophecy and also the precepts of who Esau was and him being a cunning hunter. Ain't no way around that. You know what I'm saying? Who's made laws on the certain jurisdictions in which you're allowed to hunt animals? It's the white man. You know what I'm saying? He makes laws behind that. You know what I'm saying? And he's, proudly taking pictures with heads of lions, with bears, you know what I'm saying?
Rhinos.
Deers, rhinos. You know what I'm saying? The little white girl's taking pictures with the heart in her hand, cutting it out, biting the heart, blood all over her face. You know what I'm saying? You can find all of these things online. You know what I'm saying? These things have happened. You know what I'm saying? So, but nonetheless, it says, whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen. You know what I'm saying? And back in the times of Greece and Rome, they had the Colosseums. And who was they trying to recruit to come and perform? They was trying to get Jake, man. You know, Jake, are you all in shape, man? You know what I'm saying? You well fit. We see you do backflips. Hey, you're pretty good. Hey, we can get you some money. How much would you like? You want to take care of your family? You know what I'm saying? So, and they hit our people with those same type of wordplay. You know what I'm saying? With that same type of word. Matter of fact, hold that. I think in the Sirach chapter 1 and verse 30. Sirach chapter 1 and verse 30, man. Because Esau is good with his words. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna have some smooth words for you. Tell you what you want to hear, man. You know what I'm saying? And this is how a lot of our people get seduced. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be wise. You know what I'm saying? And be smart on how you deal. We gotta deal with them. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us have jobs. A lot of us are not blessed enough to have our own businesses and everything. But the Most High will, sustain you in this thing. You know what I'm saying? So give me that Sirach 1 and 30. I think that's what I want. Is that what I think? Maybe First Maccabees 1 and 30. I think that's probably it. We'll probably end that one. Yeah, let's get that one. First Maccabees 1 and 30. You got it.
First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 30. And it reads, and spake peaceable words unto them.
You do what?
And spake peaceable words unto them. But all was deceit.
No, just a little bit.
But all was deceit.
Right, you see, Esau says, but all was deceit, man. You can't, the Bible says, never trust your enemies, man. You can't never trust Esau for nothing, man. Because he's going to try to undercut you one way or another, man. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about, there was this one brother who created a lot of TV shows that he didn't get credit for years. So Esau, I'm talking from all of those shows in the 70s and 80s, I think to the Good Times, to the George Jefferson show. This brother he was homeless at one point, and he created all of these shows, man. And Esau profited off of it, and that dude didn't get reimbursed until well off into the 2000s. You know what I'm saying? So he gonna get the best of you. He gonna try to finesse you any way he can, man. You know what I'm saying? So it says he speaks peaceable words, but all was deceit. Go ahead.
It says, for when they had given him credence, he fell suddenly upon the city.
Right, you might give Esau, he's not that bad. You know what I'm saying? He's a good Edomite, man. Hey, he helped me out he gave me a pack of squares one time. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day. You know what I'm saying? He gave me a pack of squares. He looked out for me, man. You know what I'm saying? When I was down and out, right? But go ahead.
It says, he fell suddenly upon the city and smote it very sore and destroyed much people of Israel.
Right, and that's his whole goal and intention, man, is to destroy much people of Israel, man. And that's what he has done, right? So we're going to continue on. We're going to continue, drop down, and we're going to go ahead and get, let's go ahead and get, you know what? You have something?
Yeah, just had something real quick, right? So this is the definition of credence, right? Because it says that Esau came into our land and he started to speak peaceable words unto us, right? It says, but all was deceit, like always, like he always does, right? Always lies. It says, for when they had given him credence. So that's our fault, right? That's where we erred at. When we gave Esau credence. So when you look at the definition of credence, it says, belief in or acceptance of something that's true. So we don't accept Esau, man. We don't accept the so-called white man, right? We don't accept this wickedness, man. We're not getting down with that, right? So but Romans 15 verse 4 is clear. This is written for our learning, so that we should never trust an Edomite, man. Right? He's speaking all these words saying, yeah, I'm going to do you good. Hey, this and that there. Look, we're not trusting you, Esau. Right? We're not trusting you, man. Because this is what happens when you trust Esau. He falls suddenly upon the city. Right? And destroys us. Right? Khan, yeah, that's it on that. You got it. Yeah, you got it. Okay.
I just want you to get that next verse, verse 15, and then we'll drop down. So let's go ahead and get there. First Maccabees 1 and 15.
This is First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 15. And it reads, and made themselves uncircumcised and forsook the holy covenant.
And did what?
And forsook the holy covenant
and joined themselves to the heathen and were sold to do mischief.
Right, and sold themselves to the heathen, man. You have something?
It's like the scripture says, Psalms 58:21, it says, words are smooth as butter.
Oh, yeah.
Word,
The war was in his heart.
Lord God.
Absolutely, right? So it says, and made themselves, after they followed the customs of the heathen in the realms of sports, you know what I'm saying? And we see that today. Our people are heavy off into the sports, like 75% of black in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? We see how baseball is, you know, all of these things, man. You know what I'm saying? Our people dominate these sports. And Esau is profiting big off of our people. And, you know, hip-hop, R&B, whatever, all the different genres we created. Esau is distributing the few millions he's given to these artists. And they losing it just like that. You know, realizing all of the stuff that, the promotion of their album and all that stuff costs. And we're taking it out of your check, man. You know what I'm saying? Now you down to 200,000. You know what I'm saying? And everybody think you just balling out, man. You balling out of control, man. So Esau, you know what I'm saying? He's just, he does anything he can to get our people to believe in his madness, right? So it says, and made themselves uncircumcised, right? So how do you make yourself uncircumcised? Well, you can do that spiritually and literally. You know what I'm saying? Spiritually is just you completely following away or disregarding your heritage, which our heritage is what? The law, statutes, and commandments. That's our heritage. And you completely following after the Greek fashions. You following after the Roman customs. You know what I'm saying? Some of our people following after Elon. Often the Krishna. Following after the African spirituality. You know what I'm saying? Often to your crystals and your rocks. You know what I'm saying? You love your horoscopes. You know what I'm saying? Your sun is in Cancer. You know what I'm saying? But you in Aquarius. You know what I'm saying? So, all that. That's the you got something?
Fraternities, sororities, Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, AKA ski. You know what I'm saying? All that. These girls, they be happy into it, man. Now you got another ski. Y'all know what that is, man. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, he says he caused them and they were sold to do mischief. We're going to drop down to verse 41. Then we're going to read chapter 2. We're going to get into verse 41 real quick. Go ahead.
This is 1 Maccabees chapter 1, verse 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people.
That all should be what?
That all should be one people.
What are we here in America?
That all should be one people.
Y'all Americans, right? Yeah. Y'all Americans. We one people. I'm your brother. You know what I'm saying? After all the genocide and raping and robbing he done did, hey, we're all the same. We're going to be in the kingdom together, brother. Right? You know what I'm saying? Likewise, hey, Antiochus said, look, hey, all should be one people. That's how they did it in the times of the Greeks. Now, so when people read the New Testament, they automatically think Greek is just talking about a white person. No, not at all, man. You know what I'm saying? Anybody could have been a Greek. Any race of person could have been a Greek. But we know by and large they had our people there. Because they know if they get us, hey, they got the world. Right? Matter of fact, hold this. Let's get Judith, I think I'm on Judith chapter 5, and let's get verse 6 right quick. You have something?
Matter of fact, all Edomite empires that didn't have Israel, they all failed. All their major empires, we was their servants or their slaves. They prospered, without us, they don't prosper.
Yeah, no profit whatsoever. Even going back all the way to our forefather. You know what I'm saying? The progenitor of the 12 tribes, Jacob. You know what I'm saying? What happened when he was trying to leave Laban? And Laban realized how much money he made off of Jacob. And Jacob said he grabbed his wives and his children. Hey, I'm up out of here, man. I done did everything I could for you. It's time for me to go. But he really said, Laban said it himself. He said, I've made so much off. You know what I'm saying? Paraphrase, loosely paraphrase. Right? But let's get this in Judith chapter 5, and let's get verse 6. Now, you had a heathen right here. A heathen giving another heathen gain on our people. He's letting him know how it is that we move and we operate, and what it is that allows us to prosper, and what it is that that allows us to suffer. Right? He's going to expound. Right? Watch this right quick.
You want Judith 5 and
6.
6. Okay, come. This is Judith chapter 5, verse 6, and it reads, "This people are descended of the Chaldeans."
Right. So he says these people are descended of the Chaldeans. Right, and that's actually going into about Abraham, because Abraham was born in the land of what? Ur. You see what I'm saying? So, technically speaking, would be a Chaldean, right? You know what I'm saying? But go ahead.
And they sojourned heretofore in Mesopotamia, because they would not follow the gods of their fathers, which are in the land of Chaldea. For they left the way of their ancestors and worshipped the God of heaven, the God whom they knew. So they cast them out from the face of their gods, and they fled into Mesopotamia and sojourned there many days. Then their God commanded them to depart from the place where they sojourned, and to go into the land of Canaan, where they dwelt, and were increased with gold and silver.
Right, so he's letting them know the history of what took place with the Israelites, right? So we're going to drop down to verse, let's get verse 17 right quick. Right, go ahead.
This is verse number 17. And while this they sinned not before their God, they prospered, because the God that hateth iniquity was with them.
Right, so he said, and whilst, Salaki, one more time, he said, and whilst they sinned not before their God, they prospered, right? So all praises, man. The priest is here, man. Priest Zabak is in the building, man. He gonna carry it for us, man. You know, so he gonna carry it, man. God. So it says, one more time for verse 17. It says, and whilst they sin not before their God, they prosper. So when we don't sin against the Most High, we prosper as a nation of people. You know what I'm saying? We thrive. You know what I'm saying? And Esau knows that. So what do you think he's gonna do? Every time, and he brings up Negroes like Twerky. You know what I'm saying? So he pays them off. You know what I'm saying? And he's gonna do anything he can to keep you in sin. You know what I'm saying? So by any means necessary. You know what I'm saying? All the meat, other meat is expensive. Hey, but that pork, you get $5.99. Get you a couple pounds. You know what I'm saying? So hey, what else? What else he gonna hit you with? You know what I'm saying? He's always gonna hit you with sexually explicit images, keep you in sin that way, bound, to sin by your flesh. He's gonna do anything he can to keep you bound in sin. That's his job. You know what I'm saying? He plays the role of Satan on the earth, man, to keep you in sin, right? So it says, and whilst they sin not before their God, they prospered. Go ahead.
Because the God that hateth iniquity was with them.
He said, because what?
Because the God that hateth iniquity was with them.
He said, because the God that hateth iniquity. Like it says in Isaiah chapter 59 and verse 2. It says, because your sins have separated you from your God. You got to know that God truly hates sin. And when you are indulging in things that are contrary to the Most High, hey, look, the Most High is not dealing with you on no level. Right? Like it says in Wisdom of Solomon chapter 1 and verse 5, it says, wisdom departed from a malicious soul. Wisdom is not going to enter into a spirit that is bound and indulging in sin. It's going to leave you. You see what I'm saying? So let's finish this right quick though. I think I want all the way through verse 18. Go ahead.
This is verse number 18. But when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles, very sore, and were led captive into a land that was not theirs. And the temple of their God was cast to the ground, and their cities were taken by the enemies. But now are they returned to their God.
Drop down to verse 20.
Verse number 20. Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people.
Right, so the heathen is telling another heathen. He's letting them know, giving them game on us. He said, if there be any error, meaning if there be any sin, if these people are going off and doing things contrary unto what their God commanded them, go ahead.
And they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
He said what?
Let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
Right, so when the Israelites are in sin, when blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are in sin, hey, let us consider that this shall be their ruin. We can overtake them when they're in sin. You know what I'm saying? And this was an Ammonite, a Japanese man, letting another heathen know about our people. So they know what is going to. So the white man studied this, man. He knows what's going to keep you in sin. So he's doing everything he can to keep you bound in there, right? So let's finish that right quick.
And it reads, Salaki. It says, and they sin against their God. Let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them. But if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them and their God before them, and we become a reproach before all the world.
Right. So he said, hey, look, if they keeping the commandments, hey, look, just leave them alone. We're going to let them go. Hey, we don't want to be a reproach. We don't want to be laughed at. You know what I'm saying? Because their God is going to defend them. And we got plenty of history that we can look to in which God defended our nation and people, man. You got something?
What was
Ken?
that last piece right here?
That was Judith chapter 5 and verse 20. Right? Judith chapter 5 and verse 20. And so we're going to go back to 1 Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 41. So 1 Maccabees chapter 1 and verse, let's get back to verse 41. I think we read that. So next verse. Come on, bring that up.
This is 1 Maccabees chapter 1 verse 42. And everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king.
Right. So all the heathen agreed to that to the consent of one religion. Don't that sound familiar? Christianity, one religion. And even then he'll take it a step further. And you can be whatever you want to be over here. You want to get off into Islam? Hey, go ahead and do that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we're gonna create Chrislam. Christianity and Islam together. We do whatever you want to do, however you want to do it, we get down. You know what I'm saying? That's Esau's mentality. Anything goes over here. You know what I'm saying? They like to talk about Las Vegas being the Sin City. Come on now. Hey, this whole place is Sin City, man. You had something, King? Go ahead.
And that one religion in America is really just the American dream. You know what I'm saying? Celebrate Christmas, have your family, get your house, get your car. You know what I'm saying? And so you have all nations coming here calling themselves Americans. Yeah, I'm just from here. Speaking English, the American dream. Right. But yeah.
Even then, I like to go back to certain people and hearing what they stated. Nicki Minaj once stated before she came over here to the States, and she said she thought America was a place of golden buildings. You know what I'm saying? So that's the perception a lot of people have, man. So much so that you see, you trip. You don't even see a lot of people keeping their same customs anymore. You used to see a lot of sheik or East Indians wearing their turbans and all that. They sheiks. You don't see that no more. I went out of town and I was surprised to see some East Indians, wearing their turbans. You especially don't see that in LA. Not too often. You know what I'm saying? And likewise, Moab, you don't see them dressed down in their garments, using chopsticks and all that. No, they dress like you. They wearing an LA hat now. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Moab tattooed down. You know what I'm saying? The Moabitess woman. You know what I'm saying? She putting braids in her hair now. You know what I'm saying? She talking all so-called ratchet. You know what I'm saying? They trying to see all these nations. They only know us through the Hollywood movies. You know what I'm saying? So whatever perception Esau is throwing of our people on the TV screen, that's what these other nations that's how they view us. You know what I'm saying? But let's keep going on in that first Maccabees, and we're gonna pass it off. Go ahead, King.
Verse number 43. 43 or 40? Okay, 43. Yea, many also the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath.
What?
And profaned the Sabbath.
So it said many, most, the majority of our people consented into this religion. You know what I'm saying? It said, and they sacrificed unto idols. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, they were sacrificing to Zeus. You know what I'm saying? They were sacrificing to Hercules. You know what I'm saying? All these Greek gods and goddesses. That's what our people was doing, man. You know what I'm saying? They was and what else did they do, right? And look, parallels to today. Same thing that was going on back then, hey, it's going on right now. You got people people looking forward to December 25th. They're going to put some cookies and milk out there for Saint Nick. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's an offering, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? And our people giving offerings to these damn idols. Yeah. Right? You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And on another fold too, they're dedicating their house, right? Dedicating the tree, decorating it, you know what I'm saying? Decorate their house. Hey, brother seen the madness, man, driving by these houses, man.
Yeah. Also on that, you got something?
Let me get a precept of Romans 12 and 1.
You mean read it, King?
Yeah.
Yeah. You sure you want that table, Elder?
Yeah, give me, Nah, we good. Okay. We gonna make it work. Right. Give me Romans 12 and 1. So read that again in Maccabees where you left off at. Romans 12 and 1.
This is First Maccabees.
Yeah.
First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse number 43. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion.
They did what?
Consented to his religion.
They consented to his religion. So just like today, our people what? They want to be joined to this world. Right? They make Christmas a religious holiday, but it's really not. Because they try to say it's the birthday of the Messiah, but it's not. Right? But they consent unto the religion of this society. They don't even realize they into sun worship. When they celebrating Christmas, they worshiping the damn sun and Nimrod. Right? So that's the false religion that they're consenting to, just like during the time of the Maccabean revolt and the Greek Inquisition. Read on.
And sacrifice unto idols.
And did what?
And sacrifice unto idols.
So go to Romans 12 and 1 now. So now what did Paul tell our people during the time of the Romans? Just like today. All right. The word in Maccabees, the word there is used consent. But Paul is going to use a different word, meaning the same thing. Right? Going along the same lines. Read Romans 12 and 1.
It's the book of Romans chapter 12 and verse 1.
He got it.
I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice.
We present our bodies a living sacrifice. How do we do that? By a show of hands. Let me see. How do we present our bodies as a living sacrifice? I know you know, sis. I know you know, Yaquab. Brother, what's your name, man? Taz of War. Brother Taz of War.
Keep the commandments.
Keep the commandments. What else? How do we present our bodies as a living sacrifice? I know y'all know. Let me get somebody new. I know. Let me get somebody new. Let me get a new face. How do we present our bodies as a living sacrifice? Karima? Keeping our high holy days, which is also along with keeping the commandments, right? What else? How do we present our bodies as a living sacrifice?
Preaching the gospel.
Don't yell out. I said by show of hands. All right. Right? Go in the back.
Spreading the word.
Spreading the word, teaching the gospel. You was right, but you yelled out. Good? Right? That's the main way. Us brothers out there on the front line. Good? You sacrificing yourself. You know, when you go out there, you facing death. You're really preaching treason against this kingdom. Right? We preaching our people to teach, to come back to the commandments, but we also bringing out the prophecies. We also telling Esau's kingdom going to fall. Right? So you're presenting your body as a living sacrifice. Everything else y'all said is true also. Right? The high holy days, the commandments. You know, tonight, getting here tonight is a sacrifice. You got to work, cook. You got to get off of work, go home, get yourself together, drive out here, get everything together, make sure I forgot this. Got to go back, God. Satan trying to mess with you. Wow, I'm trying to get to the feast for the last 2 hours. God? So it's a sacrifice. Everything is being thrown in front of you, God. So it's not going to be easy being in this truth. It's easy to go out there and conform to the world because everybody's doing it. It's easier. It's harder to break through that and serve the Most High Yahweh. God? You can just get out there where everybody's getting ready for Christmas. I mean, you know, it's easy. Millions upon millions of people are doing the same exact thing. Right? Maybe a couple of 100,000, maybe a couple of million of us are trying to do this in the States, all over the world. God? Even though, you know, a lot more people are coming into the truth than we realize, than we see all the time. Israel always look for that outward number, but the Most High is waking us up all over the planet. You'd be surprised. But compared to the billions of people that's conformed to this world, right, you got to fight to stay in this truth and, you know, stay with the Most High. Okay? Right, read on.
It says, present your bodies a living sacrifice.
Your body has to be a living sacrifice, right? You can't complain. Yo, brother, you can make it to camp this week. I don't know, my big toe hurting. Yeah, right. You want to stay home and watch the football game. Sis, you think you can make a salad for the new moon? I don't know, brother. Salad take too much time. There's a sacrifice, God. You got to put in work. Right? Go ahead.
Holy, acceptable.
Holy and acceptable. Go ahead.
Which is your reasonable service.
That's your reasonable service, right? The Most High called you into this truth. So your reasonable service to show your appreciation to Him is to what? Do the work and keep the commandments and be a living sacrifice. God? Everybody and everybody got a part to play. You know, every brother, every sister is important. That one brother or one sister that's not there, it makes the difference in everything. So everybody's important. Don't just sit back and say, oh, them brothers got it out of here. I ain't got to go this week. Nah, that you never know. You might be that one brother, that one extra brother needed to read. That one extra brother needed the whole post, God. Oh, the sisters got it. I don't feel like making a salad. I'm going to just stay home and watch them on YouTube. Watch them on a live. I know they're going to be on a live. But I don't feel like driving 5 minutes. Right? Yeah, Israel, man. Israel be right up the block and know what to do the work. God? So you have to present your body as a living sacrifice. Come on.
Verse 2. And be not conformed.
And be not conformed. Go ahead.
To this world.
Don't be conformed to this world. Like we read in 1 Maccabees 1, they consented to the Greeks' religion. Right? Back then, during that time, and Paul is telling us not to do it during the Romans and don't do it now in this world. Okay? Right, read on.
But be ye transformed.
But be what?
But be ye transformed.
But be ye transformed. Go ahead.
By the renewing of your mind.
You have to renew your mind. Right? So even coming into this sacrifice and having, this truth, and having a new mind frame, that's a sacrifice. Because now you got to stop thinking like everybody else. Okay? What you mean you don't celebrate Christmas? What kind of Negro are you? What you mean? You a Jew? What? Hanukkah? Ain't that them people in Israel? You know what I'm saying? Now you got to get all, look, brother, we have work. I don't feel like explaining that. Well, no, I want to know. You know what I'm saying? Now, more likely than not, that's going to be an argument. Because you're going to get into it. They're going to get simple because they conform to this world and they're not going to understand. Okay? Read on.
Come, that ye may prove what is that good.
Prove what is that good. Come on.
That acceptable.
That acceptable. Come on.
And perfect will of God.
We got to prove that acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Yahushua. Okay? So a lot of our people back during the Greek Inquisition, they consented to the Greeks' religion. Right? It's just like our people today, they conform to this world. It's easy, I'm going to church on New Year's Eve, and I'm going to pray to my Jesus for a new year, for a better new year. Some of my people, they have marathons in the churches. They be in the church all 12, 15 hours, all night on New Year's Eve, right? Praying to that white Caesar Borgias. Oh, it's going to be a holy, hallelujah, it's going to be a beautiful year. Okay? But what? You can't be conformed to that. So coming back to this truth, it's a sacrifice, and you got to present your body and not be conformed to this world. You got to make a conscious choice. I'm going to celebrate the Feast of Dedication, not Christmas. I'm not putting that Christmas tree in my house. I'm not going with the commercialism. Yeah, we got to buy certain stuff or whatever, for the feast day, whatever, but at least we putting forth our money towards the right cause, the right feast day that the Most High gave us. Isaiah, you had your hand up?
It's kind of like Revelation 13 and I believe 15, like the image of the beast. Everybody's conformed to the image of America and doing everything with the holidays. It's like the image of the beast, but we're trying to come back to the image of the Most High.
Right. All praises. All praise. So that's it on that. Keep going a little bit. We might jump ahead for the sake of time. But y'all go ahead and finish out what y'all was bringing up.
First Maccabees 1, I think it was at 44.
Yeah,
Bring it up.
This is 1 Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 44. It says, for the king has sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land, and forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple.
Right, so they wanted you to forbid all of the things that you were accustomed to doing for the Most High. They wanted you to stop sacrificing unto your God and start sacrificing unto Zeus. Make your offerings unto unto Hercules.
Right.
I'm saying, was it Goddess Diana or something like that?
God.
Yeah, make your offerings unto her.
Diana of the Ephesians.
Come on, you had something?
Like in 70 AD, Titus Flavius, they call it Suaveteria when he sacrificed the pig in the altar after he destroyed the temple.
Right. Yeah, see that? You know what I'm saying?
Suaveteria.
God, even then, a lot of people they making their sacrifices unto they calling things Yahushua Day on Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? They said, no, we gonna make this Yahushua Day. You know what I'm saying? We not celebrating Thanksgiving. I know we got this.
The funniest part was when he said, to those of y'all out there that's trying to say we celebrating Thanksgiving, that's a damn lie. And yo, he was so passionate about it. Yo, that's like
like if we had camp and we hold up the sign of Caesar Borgias and we say, a lot of y'all think this is Christ. That's a damn lie. And we throw it down. Yo, that man was adamant, huh? He was defending Thanksgiving like it was the truth. Right. But that's a damn lie. Oh, we got to pray for our brothers, man. We got to pray for Israel in these last days, man. When I saw that, I said, we coming to an end, man. We coming to an end, man. I said, what the hell is going on with Israel? Right, bring it out, Rob.
Can I play it right quick? So they can hear it right quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Something Coca-Cola.
With a conscious choice to make this HOI Day. And we do this in remembrance, all right, of our son and brother who died for Israel to reunite the northern and southern kingdom. And this is the symbol, all right, that we hold dear and will always hold dear throughout all eternity, all right? So anybody saying that we're worshiping Thanksgiving or we're uplifting the murder of Native Americans, that's a damn lie. We're not upholding any of that. We're changing the meaning of this day because we are beginning now to destroy the idols of the land. We have no respect or no love for any fucking Thanksgiving.
Real bad. That's a damn lie.
That's a damn lie. Let me get that turkey.
Oh my goodness, that was too funny, y'all. That was too funny. That's a damn lie. That man was adamant about defending his Israelite Thanksgiving.
Give me that hand with the Coca-Cola.
That man said, that's a damn lie.
Something Coca-Cola.
Yeah, man. So like the elder said, man, we gotta pray for our people out here, man.
We gotta pray
At the same time, we gotta rebuke them in love, man.
God.
You know what I'm saying? So let's continue on the Maccabees, right? We about to read up. You know, we doing the parallels, man. Ancient times to this time, like the brother brought out earlier. That which hath been, has already been. Paraphrasing, you know what I'm saying? But the Most High requireth that which is past, right? But go ahead, King.
Con. It says 45. Con. And forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days, and pollute the sanctuary and holy people.
Right, so and pollute the sanctuary and holy people. You know, no longer are you keeping the Sabbath day holy, but everything that the Most High commanded you not to do on the Sabbath, now you're doing those things. This was the white man influencing you to follow after his culture. You know what I'm saying? To follow after his customs, man. And many of our people consented into it, right? Go ahead.
Verse number 47. And set up altars and groves and chapels of idols, and sacrifice swine's flesh.
Do what?
And sacrifice swine's flesh.
The pulled pork.
And sacrifice swine's flesh.
What's the glazed ham? Marinated for 48 hours.
Coca-Cola.
My world
Coca-Cola. World famous.
ham. And sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts.
That man said, yippee. Unveiling, what was it, the mac and cheese or something like that?
That they should also leave their children uncircumcised and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation.
Right, so it says, and set up altars, groves, and chapels of idols, all within the temple, man. All type of madness and folly. We read about it in 2 Maccabees chapter 6 and 1 on down. You know what I'm saying? Where they was putting Jupiter, Olympius, you know what I'm saying? Those Greek gods in the temple. They was having orgies in the temple. You know, prostitutes in the temple. You know what I'm saying? Esau, you have something, King? Huh?
Yeah, we say like Wendy's too. They get the $1 bacon sandwich because they know our people is cheap. Is going to keep buying. They want to keep us in that sin, and then they have nothing but our people promoting it though. Reggie Miller gonna make the shot. Then gonna keep it $1 to make us keep it like, oh, it's okay to eat that. And who gonna have it? Our people, because we broke. Oh, I'm gonna take 4 of them chicken, bacon sandwiches.
Right.
To keep us in the sin.
Yep, absolutely.
It's always our folks. Reggie Miller promote the bacon pretzel sandwich, everything.
Oh yeah, man. And yeah, what was that one big dude on YouTube that was going crazy over everything ham?
Oh yeah, I know you're talking
his
about.
eyes was bucking and all that. You know what I'm saying? So
His name is, I think, Day'1.
that's right. Dame Drops used to go crazy over the
Buck those eyes.
yeah, bucking those eyes, man. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, so you got a lot of people that sold out. You know what I'm saying? And went contrary to the ways of the Most High, right? But the Most High rose up some mighty priests. You know You know what I'm saying? Some mighty Levites, man. Shout out to Levi, man. The Lord rose up Mattathias, man. And the elders, he's about to go into it. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I do want to point out in that is that, hey, he spoke up for everybody. He said, hey, look, me, my brothers, my sons, hey, we're not going for that, man. Right. He didn't allow them to say, like, hey, hold on, Pops. But I ain't really want to do it. You know what I'm saying? But no, he made sure to speak up for everybody. Hey, look, we standing 10 toes down for the laws, man. Hey, yeah, we about to, and then I'm back. And,
I was saying, if y'all want to, y'all can go to Hanukkah too. And then I'm going to come in and just speed it up.
Okay. Con, yeah, we'll just get this, the next verse, and then we'll get into Mattathias. Go ahead, break it out, King.
Con, verse number 49. To the end they might forget the law and change the ordinances. And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die.
He should what?
He should die.
Right. And look, if you didn't want to bow down and worship that white image, hey, look, that's what happened to the Native American Indians. To our 10 tribe brothers. You want to bow down, you want to worship that? You know what I'm saying? Hey, you getting put to death, man. How you think a lot of them became, Catholics? You know what I'm saying? A lot of us became Christians. You know what I'm saying? You had to bow down and worship that image. You know what I'm saying? You had to get down or lay down, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's how Esau rolled, and that's how he's going to come upon Jacob in these last days. Jacob's trouble, man. And that's coming, man. That's very near. You know what I'm saying? Esau is doing he's laying all the foundation right now. So you think, you might think, oh, well, he's going after the Christians right now too. No, that's a setup. So you can get to your black ass. You know what I'm saying? That's a setup. You know what I'm saying? So let's go to chapter 2, and let's go ahead and get to verse 17. Let's go to verse 17. Bring it out, King.
This is 1 Maccabees chapter 2, verse 17. Then answered the king's officers and said to Mattathias on this wise, Thou art a ruler and an honorable and great man in the city, and strengthened with sons and brethren. Now therefore come thou first, and fulfill the king's commandment, like as all the heathen have done, yea, and the men of Judah also, and such as remain at Jerusalem.
So, Lockie, if we can, let's just read up just a little bit, just to show what took place real quick. Let's go ahead and read at verse 7. Go ahead.
Verse number 7. He said, Woe is me! Wherefore was I born to see this misery of my people?
Right, so he's saying, woe is me, woe unto me. He's seen Judah going off. He's seen what was taking place in Jerusalem, and he was just like, he was completely distraught over what he's seen his people doing. You know what I'm saying? Are women giving into the Greek fashions? Are men giving into the Greek customs? No longer keeping the holy days. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's just going completely off the deep end, and it's looking like, man, everybody's going to fall apart. You know what I'm saying? So he said, woe is me. Go ahead.
Woe is me. Wherefore was I born to see this misery of my people and of the holy city, and to dwell there, when it was delivered into the hand of the enemy, and the sanctuary into the hand of strangers.
Go ahead.
Her temple is become as a man without glory.
Go ahead.
Her glorious vessels are carried away into captivity. Her infants are slain in the streets.
What happened?
Her infants are slain in the streets. Her young men with the sword of the enemy.
Right, so Esau was just causing all type of mayhem, massacres. You know what I'm saying? Just straight up genocide on our people, man. You know what I'm saying? And we've seen that during the Roman Empire, that was killing our children, even up until this present day. And you know what I'm saying? They don't give black women the same type of help that they would give other races of women within the hospitals, man. You know what I'm saying? At the point of giving birth. You know what I'm saying? You don't get the same type of treatment. You don't get the same type of medicine that's needed. You know what I'm saying? You don't get the same type of, garnering attention. You know what I'm saying? But keep going on that, King. Actually, drop down to verse 12.
Verse number 12. And behold, our sanctuary, even our beauty, and our glory is laid waste, and the Gentiles have profaned it.
What?
And the Gentiles have profaned it.
Now drop down where we was at, verse 18. Go ahead.
Verse number 18. Now therefore come thou first and fulfill the king's commandment.
So they were trying to entice Mattathias, man. You know what I'm saying? They were trying to sway him to come over to the Greek fashions. You're a mighty ruler, man. You know, Esau gonna gas you up. You know what I'm saying? Tell you how good you are. You know what I'm saying? To talk about all your good qualities. You know what I'm saying? Make you feel good. You know what I'm saying? Gas you up, right? Go ahead.
It says, like as all the heathen have done. Oh, Salaki, you wanted 17?
No, we read that one.
Okay, 18?
Yeah.
Okay, Khan, Salaki. I'm just starting from the top. Now therefore, come thou first and fulfill the king's commandment, like as all the heathen have done. Yea, and the men of Judah also, and such as remain at Jerusalem, so shalt thou in thine house be in the number of the king's friends, and thou and thy children shall be honored with silver and gold and many rewards.
Right, so he said, hey, look, you're going to be in honor, man. And you're going to be you're going to be one of the king's friends. How many of our people have sold out today? You know what I'm saying? To take, things in gold, money, whatever, multi-million-dollar contracts to get where they at. Right. You know what I'm saying? You got the Tyler Perrys of the world. You know what I'm saying? He show his bussy every chance he get. You know what I'm saying? Putting on the dress. You know what I'm saying? So, drag. You know what I'm saying? You got so many of our people that done sold out, man. You know what I'm saying? And that are doing Esau's bidding. You know what I'm saying? Trying to influence you to take on their mindsets. Candace Owens, she wants you to have a Republican mindset. You know what I'm saying? And she gonna do everything she can to get our people to be seduced into that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Into that rhetoric, right? Go ahead.
Verse number 19. Then Mattathias answered and spake with a loud voice.
He spake with a soft voice.
And spake with a loud voice.
He was timid, huh?
And spake with a loud voice.
So he a Levite, man. He gonna stand up manfully, man. You know what I'm saying? Tail ain't tucked between his legs. You know what I'm saying? He ain't on, you know what? I don't really feel like doing it. You know what I'm saying? Not today. You know what I'm saying? If you give me some time to think about it. You know what I'm saying? That's not the spirit of Mattathias, man. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Though all the nations that are under the king's dominion obey him and fall away every one from the religion of their fathers and give consent to his commandments, yet will I and my sons and my brethren walk in the covenant of our fathers.
He said, read that verse 20 one more time.
Verse number 20. Yet will I and my sons and my brethren walk in the covenant of our fathers.
Right. And that's how Mattathias came with Adam. You know what I'm saying? Boldly. Hey, look, he ain't even giving his brothers and his children an opportunity to say what they want to do. Hey, look, me, my brothers, my sons, hey, we all standing 10 toes down for the Lord, man. And that's how everybody in here got to be, man. You got to be zealous for the Lord. You know, like I said, you was zealous for Christmas. You know what I'm saying? You was turning up. You was having a good old damn time. You know what I'm saying? Putting up them ornaments. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you got to be zealous for the laws of the Most High God. Right? Go ahead.
You got to go ahead.
Yeah, Salakia, I just want to get a precept real quick. 2 Maccabees 15:17. So Shalom brought out a good point. He said, listen, it wasn't no question. Well, what we going to do, Mattathias said, what y'all think? No. He said, look, we going to fight, man. Right. We going to stand up and fight for these laws, because otherwise we have nothing as a nation. Okay? Even now, we spiritually fighting now. We're not physically fighting, but if we don't go out there and do the work and preach the gospel, the Most High will jack all of us up. Okay? Because that's our way to fight out of this kingdom spiritually right now. It's going to get physical. But right now, we spiritually fight out of this kingdom. Okay? Right? 2 Maccabees 15:17. We got to get into the spirit of the Maccabean season and see our people were warriors, man. They fought. They wasn't cowards and scary, man. Right? Brothers scared to go in the corner and preach the Bible for a couple hours. Back here, they was at bloody war. You scared? I don't know if I could do that, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta stand for something or you'll fall for anything. Right. If a man is not willing to die for something, then why is he living? Read, King.
This is 2 Maccabees 15 and verse 17. Thus being well comforted by the words of Judas, which were very good and able to stir them up to valor.
And this was during the time of Judas. All right, the day of Nicanor's death, when Nicanor's head was chopped off and he was mocked. See, when you get into the Maccabees, man, we got 3 days of celebration, warrior. We got the day of Simon, we got the Feast of Dedication, and we got the day of Nicanor, Nicanor's destruction. Now, we know some Hebrews don't acknowledge all of them. Some brothers only do the dedication. We do all of them. Like any chance to celebrate the destruction of Esau, we celebrate. God is in the history. God, right? But now, when you go into 2 Maccabees, it goes more into the war campaigns of Judas. All right. When you read the history, it tells you Judas was an expert at guerrilla warfare. Many nations over the years and kingdoms studied the war tactics of Judas Maccabees. Don't get it twisted. He was known as an expert of guerrilla warfare. Okay? So when you read 2 Maccabees, it goes more into the campaigns of Judas and the wars that he fought. Come on.
Which were very good and able to stir them up to valor and to encourage the hearts of the young men.
To do what?
And to encourage the hearts of the young men.
Come on.
They determined not to pitch camp, but courageously to set upon them and manfully to try the matter of conflict.
Right. Try the matter about conflict. To fight. Right. Go ahead.
Because the city and the sanctuary and the temple were in danger.
Go ahead.
For the care that they took for their wives and their children.
So this is going along with what Shalimar was bringing out. Mattathias, he ain't asked nobody permission, what you feel, how you think, should we fight, should we just stand here? He said, look, this is how it's going down. So the same thing here, that was that Maccabees blood, because this was Judas, right? Which when Mattathias died, he passed the torch to Judas. And Judas said, look, I'm going to be just like my father. We're going to fight, man. Right? Come on.
It says, for the care that they took for their wives and their children, their brethren and kinsfolks was in least account with them, but the greatest and principal fear was for the holy temple.
Was for what?
Was for the holy temple.
Which is one and the same. The holy temple just represents what? Doing the will of the Most High. Yeah. Keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. God? So they said, look, if we don't have our connection back to the Most High, we have nothing. We got to fight to keep these commandments and keep these laws, or we have nothing at all as a people. So that same spirit was, in their bloodline. So 2 Maccabees 15, 17, and 18 to link with 1 Maccabees 2. What was that, 19? Yeah. You have 1 Maccabees 2:19. Put that in your precepts, link it up, showing that same spirit of war was in that Maccabean line. Right, God, King. Get a little bit more. Yeah.
Come on. We'll keep going on this and then we'll drop down. Right. So let's go ahead and
read
all the way to the
through,
zealous. Yeah.
Read through Mattathias.
Come.
Just read a couple more verses down.
Yeah. I'll go through.
And then we're gonna skip for the
Come.
sake of time, because I just want to get to 2 points, and we're gonna wind it down.
Okay. Let's get at verse 22, okay?
This is 1 Maccabees chapter 2, verse 22, and it reads, we will not hearken to the king's words to go from our religion, either on the right hand or on the left.
Right, so he made it plain. Hey, look, we're not going to hearken to the king's words. We're not going to be like our sellout brethren. You know what I'm saying? Our sellout sisters. You know what I'm saying? We're going to stand 10 toes down for the Lord, man. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep the Sabbath. We're going to profess ourselves to be Jews. We're going to profess ourselves to be Israelites. You know what I'm saying? And what do you see now? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you get slandered. You calling yourself a Jew. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to hear that. They don't want to see that. They don't care if you call yourself an Egyptian. They don't care if you call yourself Muslim. You know what I'm saying? But let you, as a so-called black man, a Negro.
Muslim.
You know what I'm saying? Let you, as an African American, hey, we called you, Afro American.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let you as a spick. Let you as a wetback. You know what I'm saying? Let you as, a Dominican. You a dog. You know what I'm saying? Let you as a Haitian. Did you just mean Hades? You come from hell. Let you profess yourself to be an Israelite. Oh, it's a problem. It's a problem. They coming for us. You know what I'm saying?
Anti-Semitic, like they.
Right. That's why they came up with the term. You know what I'm saying? In the 19th century, anti-Semitic. You know what I'm saying? Anybody, in opposition to the so-called Jewish people, man. You know what I'm saying? So, but nonetheless, hey, Mattathias stood. He stood firm. We will not hearken to the king's words to go from our religion, either on the right hand or the left. Go ahead.
It says, verse number 23, now when he had left speaking these words, there came one of the Jews in the sight of all to sacrifice on the altar, which was at Modin, according to the king's commandment.
Right, so hey, look, you had somebody, hey, Mattathias won't do it, I will. I sure will. I ain't got no problem with doing it. Move out my way, Mattathias. You know what I'm saying? So, and you know, it was a sellout. I mean, like, come on, man. Who sell out their own people more than us? You know what I'm saying? There's another way of proving we the Israelites. All the sellouts amongst the Israel when we read the Bible. You know what I'm saying? So this dude said, hey, all right, move out my way. I ain't got no problem, right? Read the next verse.
Which thing, when Mattathias saw, he was inflamed with zeal.
He was what?
He was inflamed with zeal.
He let it go.
He was inflamed with zeal.
He was okay with it.
He was inflamed with zeal.
Like it says, he was inflamed with zeal. That's how Mattathias was feeling when he seen the coon traitor come up, man. How you think Mattathias would have felt about a nigga talking about some twerking? You know what I'm saying? So he said he was inflamed with zeal. Right, go ahead.
Right. It says, and his reins trembled.
What?
And his reins trembled.
Like his insides. He was shaking. He was at the point of just like completely erupting. That's how Mattathias was feeling, right? It says his reins trembled. Go ahead.
Neither could he forbear to show his anger.
Look, Salaki, he couldn't even hold it. It was visible on his face how he felt when he seen the sellout walking up to the altar, man, looking to sacrifice. I got my glazed hand. Ain't no problem with that. Right, go ahead.
God, it says, neither could he forbear.
I'm sorry. You know, like Steven off of Django, man. You know what I'm saying? Move out my way, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Just, oh, man. Who's that lad on the horse? You know what I'm saying? But go ahead.
Neither could he forbear to show his anger according to judgment, wherefore he ran and slew him upon the altar.
What did Mattathias do?
Wherefore he ran and slew him upon the altar.
Look, he running at full speed. Mattathias is probably running a 4.0. You know what I'm saying? Slew him on the altar, man. That's what Mattathias did, man. That's how much zeal he had for the Most High, man. And it's going to make mention of it. Hey, you got to be like Phinehas. Phinehas in Numbers chapter 25. What did he do? He went and slew the man that went and laid up with the Moabitess woman. While he was getting it in. Put the sword completely through both of them. You know what I'm saying? To stop the plague that was coming upon Israel when the Most High told us not to be dealing with the heathen. It talks about his zeal as well. So that's how we have to be. We have to be zealous for the Most High and these laws, right? But go ahead.
Verse number 25. Also the king's commissioner who compelled men to sacrifice, he killed at that time, and the altar he pulled down. Thus dealt he zealously for the law of God.
Thus he did what?
Thus dealt he zealously for the law of God, like as Phinehas did unto Zambri the son of Salom.
Right, like as Phinehas did. Right, go ahead.
And Mattathias cried throughout the city with a loud voice, saying, whosoever is zealous of the law.
He said what?
Whosoever is zealous of the law.
What are we?
Whosoever is zealous of the law.
What should we be?
Whosoever is zealous of the law. And maintaineth the covenant.
And maintaineth what?
And maintaineth the covenant.
Maintaineth Christmas.
And maintaineth the covenant.
Maintaineth Esau's custom.
And maintaineth the covenant. Let him follow me.
Let him do what?
Let him follow me.
Right, and like Paul said, man, hey, follow me for I follow Christ, man. You know what I'm saying? Loosely paraphrasing. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, this is how we gotta be. We gotta be zealous for the laws of the Most High God, man. We gotta utterly hate, you know what I'm saying, our past ways. We gotta hate Esau's customs, man. You know what I'm saying? We can't be indulging in it. And you know, you at the store, you hear jingle bell, jingle bell. You know what I'm saying? You start vibing to it. You gotta catch yourself, man. Oh hell no, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you gotta pay attention to these things. Watch what you allowing your spirit to be entranced by. You know what I'm saying? So was it more to this? That was pretty much it on that.
Read 28. One more verse.
Okay, go ahead, King.
This is verse number 28. So he and his sons fled into the mountains and left all that ever they had in the city.
Hey, they left whatever they had. Hey, they just left it in the city, man. Hey, the Bible says, hey, look, we gonna be as pilgrims in that day, man. You gonna have to leave whatever you got behind. You got you a big old flat screen TV, and you gotta let it go. Sis, you got your Mac makeup. You want to bring it with you? Hey, forget about it. You don't need it, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, You know, brother, you think you're gonna bring the PlayStation? You say I got a little solar, generator. I'm gonna bring the PlayStation. Hey, the satellite's gonna be working. Hey, to hell with all that, man. You worried about GTA 6 is coming out in a couple of years, man. To hell with, I'll probably get it if we still here. But you know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, hey, man, to hell with all that, man. We don't need that stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? So, to hell with GTA 6, man. NBA 2K, you know what I'm saying? The new, what's the Army game? I ain't never even played that one. What's that one called? Call of Duty. Jake's on that heavy. You know what I'm saying? Hey, to hell with all that. We ain't gonna be able to take it with you on the chariot. Hey, the Most High got whatever your deepest desires, and the Most High got that for you in the kingdom, man. So to hell with whatever Esau got it right here in America, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pass it on to the elder, man.
Right, good. Young lions from Watchmen for Israel. Give it up for them again, Kai. Brothers brought it out mighty in the spirit. Kai. Drop the mic. I can't follow that, man. We're just going to pray and close it out. No, that was mighty, Akio, mighty in the spirit. Kwame Ashana. Give it up again. All praise to the Most High Yahweh Shai. Kai. The Most High is raising up a new breed of man in these last days. Okay? Right, excellent. Brothers brought it out excellent in the spirit. I knew they would hold me down. Good? So we're just going to hit a couple more key points. We're going to jump a little bit. Y'all can read First Maccabees 2:29 all the way through chapter 4. Okay? That's your homework, right? Because we can read it and go into the history, and it's extensive, but we're just going to hit a couple of key points. But I want to read that 28 verse again. First Maccabees 2:28 again.
Okay. It's the book of First Maccabees, chapter 2, and verse 28. So he and his sons fled into the mountains and left all that ever they had in the city.
Right, so go to Sirach 30:1. Go to Ecclesiasticus 30:1. The reason why I had them read that, because that's very important. We must teach our sons. Okay? We have to teach our sons to be like us, to be like who? The Most High. Okay? Esau, when you look at, like growing up in New York, a lot of Amalek, when they had their businesses, you would see such and such and sons, such and such and sons, Klein and sons, Hoxenberger and sons, especially with Amalek, any Italians. Because why? They was passing it down. They already had their sons on the business with them. Right? So when we dealing with the business of the Most High, we got to pass that down to our sons also. A great example of that is what we read in tonight. Okay? The Maccabean family under Matthias, he passed that torch, that warrior torch, down to his sons. Okay? Read Sirach 30:1. Read that, King.
Come, it's the book of Sirach, chapter 30, verse 1. He that loveth his son causeth him off to fill the rod.
What the Lord say?
He that loveth his son causeth him off to fill the rod.
Meaning you discipline him. Go ahead.
That he may have joy of him in the end.
See that Matthias, before he died, he knew he could pass that torch to Judas because he knew he had taught him. Okay? He knew he had raised them up in the law. Remember the Maccabees, they were of the priestly line. Yeah. Right? So they knew that they were raised under that Levite priestly line. To what? To fight for the laws of the Most High and to fight for their nation. So when he died, he was able to pass the torch right to Judas. Right? Come on.
Verse number 2. He that chasteneth his son shall have joy of him, and shall rejoice of him among his acquaintance.
Come on.
He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him.
You teach your son, you grieve the enemy, because the enemy wants to teach your son. They want to indoctrinate them. They want to put the Western civilization on them. But you teach them the laws of the Most High, you're grieving them. Right? You don't have your son as a Dwayne Wade, right? Transforming your son into a girl. They love that. They love that. But you teaching your son, no, we the Israelites, keep the commandments. Right? Marry a woman of your nation, bear children, teach your children about the Most High and Yahweh Shai. Don't be a sodomite. Okay? Stick with your own nation. Esau is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Right? Right? Be wise as a serpent, but harmless as a dove. God? You teaching your son all these things is going to grieve the enemy. But if you're a Dwayne Wade and your son is a fussy hole, like Benjamin say, right? Or Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson said his son is a queen. Wait a minute, how does son and queen? I thought queen was a female title. How is your son a queen? Right? Yeah, see that? So he that teaches son grieve the enemy, so your son don't turn out like some damn sodomite homo, man. God? Dealing with another man. Right? He don't turn out like a little Nas X. Right? Having sex with the devil. Right? You know what I'm saying? He just said, I'm going to skip past everything. I'm going to just have sex with Satan. Right? I'm going to just go have a love affair with Satan. Right? But what? When you teach your children, you grieve the enemy. You make sure they don't end up in those lifestyles. Right? Come on.
Verse number 4. Though his father died.
Though his father died. So though Mattathias was dying, good.
Yet he is as though he were not dead.
Yet he is as though he was not dead. Come on.
For he hath left one behind him.
He left one behind him. When Matthias died, he left behind Judas. Come on.
That is like himself.
That's just like himself. Come on.
While he lived, he saw and rejoiced in him. And when he died, he was not sorry.
He said, look, man, you've been a man of wars from your youth. I could just pass it right on to you. Right? Come on.
It says, he hath left behind him an avenger against his enemies.
He left behind him an avenger against his enemies. Good.
And one that shall requite kindness to his friends.
Requite meaning pay back. He shall pay back kindness to his friends. Kind? So Ecclesiasticus 30, Sirach 31 through 6, that's the Maccabees in a nutshell. Kind? And that's how we should all be, especially brothers that have sons and male children. I mean, your daughters, wives, teach your daughters, husbands, whatever. But you got male children, you men teach your sons. Okay? If they rebel and follow this world, well, you did your part. There's nothing you can do about that. Because these children, once they get a certain age, a lot of times they want to be part of this world. But at least you did your part. But sometimes the children will stick with the Most High Yahweh. Okay? And you'll leave behind you an avenger just like yourself. Okay? So go back. Let's go to, we're going to jump up now. Let's go to, a lot of Israelites say, well, I don't celebrate Hanukkah because it's not in Leviticus the 23rd chapter, right? How would you cut them on that? Not that it's about that, but let me be nice. How would you edify them on that? It's not Leviticus the 23rd chapter, so I don't celebrate it. Don't yell out by a show of hands. How would you deal with that? How would you deal with that? Anybody? What's your name?
Isaac.
Isaac? Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like in St. John chapter.
Before you go there. Before you go to Yahweh Shai. I know you're going St. John 10, but before you go to Yahweh Shai. I don't celebrate Hanukkah. That's a Jewish Christmas. That's not Leviticus 23. Right? How would you combat that? Come on, scholars. Who's that in the back? They hand up. Brother Nick.
The second Maccabees 10?
Nope.
Daniel's 11?
You're warm. You're very warm. But before Daniel's 11. Don't yell out. By show of hands. Before Daniel's 11. Yakin.
John 10:22.
No, he just call that. Before Daniel's 11, before John. Because I don't know you know. Huh? Daniel 9, no. Anybody? Anybody? How many of y'all, this is y'all second Hanukkah or more, by show of hands? Then all them hands should be up. Because y'all should have the notes from last year. Good? Daniel's the 8th chapter. Let's let y'all off the hook. Let's go to Daniel's 8. The way you combat that is Hanukkah feast of dedication is a prophetic feast. God? Meaning it was not set up in Leviticus the 23rd chapter, but the Lord prophesied through Daniel that it would happen and it would become a feast. God? That's how you deal with that. And the Most High does whatever he wants. Who the hell are you to tell him he can't add a feast day? God? Let's go to Daniel chapter 8, verse 1. Now, since they don't want to believe us, you're going to believe Esau. You're going to believe the so-called white man. We're going to go to a site. This is a site called BibleExplained.com. And Esau is going to tell you what Daniel's the 8th chapter is talking about. God? Since they don't want to believe us, so believe Esau. God, we're just going to let the historian speak. Right, Daniel chapter 8, verse 1. Read that.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 8, and verse 1. In the 3rd year of the reign of King Belshazzar.
Matter of fact, before you read that, go back to 1 Maccabees 1 and 1. 1 Maccabees chapter 1, verse 1. And we're going to get a basic Bible commentary, and Esau going to tell you what the history is talking about. Okay? Since you don't want to believe us, you know Esau got all the records, archives, archaeology. He got the history. He's a liar, but he got a lot of the truth because he conquered the earth. Okay? So read that, King. 1 Maccabees 1 and 1.
It's the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 1. And it happened, after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Shittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes.
Go ahead.
That he reigned in his stead.
He reigned in Darius, his father's stead. Come on.
The first over Greece.
The first over Greece. He was also known as so-called Alexander the Great. Now, keep that in mind. Maccabees 1 and 1. Let's go to Daniel's 8 and 1.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 8, verse 1. In the 3rd year of the reign of King Belshazzar, a vision appeared unto me, even unto me, Daniel, after that which appeared unto me at the first. And I saw in a vision. And it came to pass when I saw that I was at Shushan in the palace, which is in the province of Elam. And I saw in a vision, and I was by the river of Ulai. Then I lifted up mine eyes and saw, and behold, there stood before the river a ram which had 2 horns.
Real quick, anybody know who the ram that had 2 horns were? Anybody, by a show of hands. The ram. Daniel was given a vision by the Most High of what was going to happen. Right? What was going to happen in future prophecy. That's why the Feast of Dedication is prophetic. No, it's not. It wasn't in Leviticus 23 because it didn't happen yet. The Most High, when even giving Daniel the multiple visions in the book of Daniel, he gave Daniel the history of what would happen between the so-called Old and New Testaments. That's why what? You got Maccabee, then you got Matthew, because Maccabee is the Greek captivity, Matthew is the Roman captivity. That's that puzzle that's missing. But the Most High showed it to Daniel. Right? Daniel was all the way back during Babylon. So the Most High showed it to Daniel as a future prophecy, and it would become a feast that we would add to the Hebrew calendar in the future. God? So when they say it's not Leviticus 23, yes, because it wasn't established yet. It was a prophetic feast that the Most High was going to add to. We can't add. The scriptures say we can't add, but the Most High does what he want to do. God? All right, so read on. Oh, who was the ram?
Alexander the Great.
Nope. What's your name, King? Shammai.
The Persian and the Mede.
The Persian and the Mede Empire. God? The Medo-Persian Empire. That was the ram that Daniel saw. God? Right, read on.
It says, a ram which had 2 horns, and the 2 horns were high, but one was higher than the other, and the higher came up last.
So now, when it says it had 2 horns, and one horn was higher than the other, anybody know what that's talking about? First of all, what does horn symbolize in the scriptures? Don't yell out. Anybody know what does horn symbolize in the scriptures?
Strength.
Strength, and what else?
Power.
Power, what else?
Rulership.
Rulership and kingdoms. Go to Luke 168. Go to Luke chapter 1, verse 68. Horn is symbolic to rulership, leadership, power, all that. Everything you said. God? So this great horn, these 2 horns that Daniel saw on the ram, right, represent a kingdom and power and a rulership. God? Right, read that, King. Luke 168.
The book of St. Luke, chapter 1 and verse 68. Blessed be the Lord God of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people, and hath raised up an horn of salvation.
Who's the horn of salvation for the Most High's people? Don't yell out by a show of hands. Sis? Yahweh Shai. So who's the leader of Israel? Yahushua.
Right.
Who's going to be our king, our ruler, our leader? So he's that horn of salvation for the nation of Israel. Right. That's all I wanted, right? Just right to the point. Horn represents kingdom or power in certain scriptures, certain contexts. Read, King. Daniel's 8.
Daniel chapter 8, verse 4. I saw the ram pushing westward and northward and southward, so that no beast might stand before him.
That what?
So that no beast might stand before him.
Come on.
Neither was there any that could deliver out of his hand, but he did according to his will and became great.
Read again from the top, verse 4.
Daniel chapter 8, verse 4. I saw the ram pushing westward and northward and southward, so that no beast might stand before him. Neither was there any that could deliver out of his hand, but he did according to his will and became great.
And became great. So now I'm going to read in this Bible commentary. It tells you right here. It says, according to his will, historians picture Xerxes, which is the Persian king, as more interested in pleasure than government. His will as opposed to God's will, right? It says became great, literally made himself big. But the point I want to make is, the scholars know, is the Persian Empire. Con? And the Persians surpassed the Medes, so that's why I said one horn was greater than the other. Con? So it's history. You got to understand the history. Go back to 1 Maccabees 1:1 again.
It's the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 1. And it happened after that, Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Shittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes.
Now later on, Alexander's going to come in and he's going to take out the Persian and Medes. God? And that's when the Greeks going to come in, and that's when you get to the Greek Inquisition, when they invade Jerusalem, and you start the destruction of the temple, and then the Maccabees rising up and fighting the Greeks and taking the temple back. God? So it had to be prophetic. It had to come to pass throughout history. Come on.
God. Lucky. Darius, king of Persia and Medes, that he reigned in his stead the first over Greece.
Now go back to Daniel's 8 and 5. Everybody with me so far? God? Right, so, you know, they don't want to believe us. Believe Esau in the history. God? They telling you what all this stuff means according to the scriptures. Read.
God. This is Daniel chapter 8, verse 5. And as I was considering, behold, an he-goat came from the west on the face of the whole earth.
Now, who's that he-goat now? Don't yell out. Sis? Alexander Khan, right? That's 1 Maccabees 1:1. Now the he-goat is going to come against the ram. Who's the ram again? Persian and Medes. Khan? All right, y'all getting it. Come on.
And touched not the ground.
And did what?
And touched not the ground.
And touched not the ground. Anybody know what it means when it said the he-goat? The he-goat touched not the ground. What's your name again? Shammai.
The kingdom never fell, or the people, they stayed in rulership.
Yeah, something else.
He go touching not the ground. I think that's how he conquered so quickly.
He conquered so quickly, and something else. Read it again.
This is Daniel chapter 8, verse 5. And as I was considering, behold, an he-goat came from the west on the face of the whole earth, and touched not the ground. And the goat had a notable horn between his eyes.
Now, verse 5 in the commentary, it says, goat, touch not the ground, represents Greece. Alexander moved rapidly, you was right, to conquer the significant part of the world of his day. He conquered with swiftness. God, that's what it said. When it's, you see somebody run so fast, it look like they floating. God, like when they're in the Olympics and that triathlon or whatever, they running so fast, like damn, it seems like they floating. He was moving so fast, it looked like his feet touched not the ground. That's how quick and powerful he was conquering all the nations. God, Alexander was a great warrior in history, but not as great as the Israelites. God, right? Read on. God, right? Go ahead.
Verse 6. And he came to the ram that had two horns, which I had seen standing before the river, and ran unto him in the fury of his power.
Come on.
And I saw him come close unto the ram, and he was moved with choler against him.
Meaning anger. All right, come on.
And smote the ram.
And did what?
And smote the ram.
Did we read that in 1 Maccabees 1:1? He said, smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes. God? And it's using the same language in Daniel's 8:7. God? So as the fulfillment of the prophecy is in the Maccabees. God? Right? Come on, it's not hard to figure out. No, it's not Leviticus 23 because the Most High added it because he can do that. Right? Come on.
And smote the ram and break his two horns. And there was no power in the ram to stand before him, but he cast him down to the ground and stamped upon him, and there was none that could deliver the ram out of his hand.
Why couldn't the ram be delivered out of the goat's hand? It's a simple answer, but let's see who's thinking. Why couldn't the Persians stand before Alexander? Why couldn't the Medo-Persian Empire stand before Alexander? Anybody?
Greece was too powerful.
Greece was too powerful and something else. I'm gonna give a hint. No, that's gonna give it away. What Yaquab said, but bring it home a little bit more. They couldn't stand before the Medo-Persian Empire. They couldn't stand before the Greeks because the Greeks were powerful. But why? Because it was the prophecy. Good. Right, sis on point, boy. Because it was nothing they can do. It's prophesied that the third kingdom, the Greeks, was going to come into power. So if it was of the Most High. Okay? Go to Daniel 2:19. Go to Daniel 2:19. It was already prophesied that the third kingdom will come. So no matter what the Medo-Persians did, they would not be able to stand before the Greeks because the Most High was with Alexander. Okay? Yes, he was with the devil. It was the devil's time to rule, and the Lord was with him. The Lord said, look, I'm going to give all of y'all time to rule, so when I bring my people back into power, none of y'all can complain. None of these nations can say nothing because they all had their chance. Now it's Israel's chance. God? Now it's our turn to burn. Right? Read that, King. Daniel 2:21.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 2, and verse 21. And he changeth the times and the seasons.
The Most High said he changed the times and the seasons. God.
He removeth kings.
He removeth kings, come on.
And setteth up kings.
And setteth up kings. Go ahead.
He giveth wisdom unto the wise.
He giveth wisdom unto the wise. Go ahead.
And knowledge to them that know understanding.
So is the Most High. Once he's with, and it's time for that kingdom to rule, there's nothing you can do. No matter how strong you think your army is, how many soldiers you got, the Most High is going to destroy them. And he's going to bring in a new kingdom that he set up. God? So that's why the Medo-Persian Empire, they couldn't stand before Alexander because the Most High was with them. It was time for the Greeks to rule. God? Get one more. Daniel 4:17.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 4, and verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men.
The Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. Go ahead.
And giveth it to whomsoever he will.
He gives it to whosoever he will. Go ahead.
And setteth up over it the basis of men.
See that? Alexander died from what? Syphilis? Right? Having sex with men, animals, horses, everything. Right? But that's who the Most High chose to reign for 12 years. God? So he said he can put up the basis of men over a kingdom. So Alexander was a filthy degenerate, man. Right? But that's who the Most High allowed to rule. Kind of, he was a great military leader, man. To be an Edomite, but he wasn't as great as Israel, but he was a great military leader in his time. Remember, the Romans were great military leaders. Remember, I tell you in 1 Maccabees 8, they heard of the fame of the Romans and how they were valiant men. So Esau lived by the sword. He was no joke, but he wasn't as great as Israel. Okay? Right, so read on. Go back to Daniel 8 and 8. Everybody with me so far? So the scholars know the history. They telling you it's talking about the Medo-Persians, then Alexander coming in, and it's going to go deeper. Come on.
God, this is the book of Daniel, chapter 8, verse 8. Therefore the he-goat waxed very great, and when he was strong, the great horn was broken, and from it came up 4 notable ones toward the 4 winds of heaven.
So now it says, Bible commentary, Daniel 8, verse 8. Goat wax very great. What was Alexander also known as?
Alexander the Great.
Alexander the Great. Khan? Yahshua? No. Right? He was also known as Alexander the Great. Read that 8th verse again.
Verse number 8. Therefore the he goat waxed very great.
The he goat waxed very great. Alexander. Come on.
And when he was strong.
Let me read the commentary. Goat waxed very great. The ram had become only great. Verse 4. Meaning the ram, their kingdom was great, but the he goat waxed very great. Horn was broken. Alexander died in Babylon at the end of his conquest of the Persian Empire at 32 or 33 years of age, 323 BC. The empire was divided among his 4 generals. Khan? And the history of his kingdom being divided among his 4, you can read that anywhere. Khan? That's all in history. Esau. So is the Bible on point? Khan? Is it prophesying Alexander's kingdom? Right? And is it prophesying him taking over as the Greek leader and eventually coming into Israel? Yes. That's why the Feast of Dedication is a prophetic feast. Right? Read on. Verse 8 again. Salakia.
Come. Verse 8. Therefore the he goat waxed very great, and when he was strong, the great horn was broken. And for it came up 4 notable ones toward the 4 winds of heaven.
So I'm going to read it again. It said, Alexander died in Babylon at the end of his conquest of the Persian Empire at 32 or 33 years of age, 323 BC. The empire was divided among his 4 generals. Say something for a minute.
Khan, yeah. So the 4 notable ones, right? The 4 generals, right? I think Shalimah even brought that out when we was going over First Maccabees, first chapter, right? The 4 generals, and so these generals had. Oh, you got it right here. Okay, Khan, you got it.
Khan, this is in the Bible commentary, right? It says Daniel 8:8. The large horn was broken. Alexander the Great died at the height of his career before he was 33 years old. 4 notable ones. After Alexander's death, 4 of his generals carved up the Macedonian Empire. Antigonus ruled from northern Syria to Central Asia. Cassander ruled over Macedonia. Ptolemy ruled in Egypt and southern Syria, including Palestine, and Lysimachus ruled over Thrace. Okay? So y'all can write that down if y'all want. Alexander's 4 main generals. The first one is Antigonus. What's other name for Antigonus? It was another name for him. Cassander. Antigonus is spelled Antigonus, but y'all can look this up. This history is everywhere. Okay? The next ruler was Cassander. Cassander. The next one was Ptolemy. Everybody heard of the Ptolemy. If you ain't heard of the Ptolemaic dynasty, then I don't know where you've been. All right, Khan? Why the hell is the P there? They don't pronounce it. Right? It sounds like that movie Bamboozle with Spike Lee. And we're going to start spelling black with a C. I don't even know why the K is there. They don't even pronounce it. Right? Ptolemy ruled in Egypt. P as in Peter, T-O-L-E-M-Y. You can look all these. Just look up Alexander's 4 generals. Right, Khan? In history. It says, Lysimachus, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, tomato, ruled over Thrace. So when Alexander died, he parted his kingdom among his 4 top generals. Okay? Right.
And you said one of his antagonists, right? Antagonist. Yeah, that sounds like antagonize.
Right.
Antagonizing everything.
Good.
I think that's Seleucus.
Yeah, Seleucus is Syria. Oh yeah, antagonist. I think that's that's Seleucus. Yeah, Khan. The other name for was the Seleucus Empire. Khan, and that's who came into Israel, and that's eventually who the Judas and the Maccabees took down. Antiochus IV. Khan, which came out of the Seleucid dynasty, which yes is another name for Antigonus. Khan, right? And that's the 4 generals. You can look that up in history. Khan, go back to Daniel's 8 and 9 now. Daniel chapter 8, verse 9. Everybody understand? So you don't want to believe us? Look up the history. It's there. Esau tell you don't want to believe the men of the Lord. God? Not y'all, of course, but you know our people. They don't want to believe, so let the history tell you. You'll believe the white man and his books and his records. God? All right, so read on. Daniel 8 and 9, I believe it is.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 8, verse 9. And out of one of them came forth a little horn, which waxed exceeding great toward the south and toward the east and toward the pleasant land.
Anybody know who that little horn was? Don't yell out. Who was that little horn? Hold on, let's go to 1 Maccabees. All right, 1 Maccabees chapter 1. And let me see what I want here. First Maccabees 1 and 10. Real quick, who is that little horn? Anybody?
Is it Antiochus?
Antiochus Epiphanes the fourth. Kind? Right? Or the whole Antiochian line, because it was a succession of them. They ruled in a dynasty that persecuted and came into Israel. Kind? So read 1 Maccabees 1 and 10.
It's the book of 1 Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 10. And there came out of them a wicked root.
That's the little horn that came out of the Seleucid Empire. Kind? It said it came out of a wicked root. Come on.
Antiochus.
Good.
Surnamed Epiphanes.
Good.
Son of Antiochus the king.
Anybody know what the name Epiphanes means?
Like a flash thought, right?
A flash thought. That's an epiphany. Like when you have an epiphany, what do you have?
Sudden burst of realization.
Right? What else? The word epiphanies meant God manifests. Like when you have an epiphany, you have a manifestation or a vision from God. God? So these Greek leaders, a lot of times, they gave themselves God-like names. God? So he named himself Epiphanies. I am the manifestation of God on the earth. God? That's how proud they were. Right? Read on. Right? Go ahead.
Son of Antiochus the king, who had been in hostage at Rome.
Because why? They were having warfare among the Romans also. They were being taken hostage. They were fighting back and forth with the Romans because the Romans was trying to come in and take the Greeks down and get their empire early. Right? Go ahead.
And he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks.
Come on.
In those days went there out of Israel wicked men.
Wicked men, come on.
Who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
Right, because a lot of our people sold out and went along with the Greek Inquisition. Karen, remember earlier we read in 1 Maccabees 1 about consenting to their religion? Right, this was them, that was the same thing happening. And then we come up to Paul where Paul said, be not conformed to this world. Karen? All right, so go back to Daniel. We're going to finish that out. And then I'll read Maccabees and we'll close it out. Karen? We don't want to rush the spirit, but we also want to be timely. Read, King.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 8, verse 9. And out of one of them came forth a little horn.
Antiochus Epiphanes, go ahead.
Which waxed exceeding great toward the south and toward the east and toward the pleasant land.
Right, because they eventually invaded Jerusalem. That's the pleasant land. Come on.
And it waxed great.
Come on.
Even to the hosts of heaven.
Right, it made its way all the way up to the high priesthood. There was confusion amongst Israel also. Like I always bring out, when you read the story of the Maccabees, the history is internal warfare amongst Hellenized Israelites that wanted to follow the Greek customs, and internal war amongst the Greek rulers and the Roman rulers. It was just internal warfare on both sides, and it trickled over between each other. That's the entire history of the Maccabees. Con? Right, come on.
Con. And it reads, and it waxed great even to the hosts of heaven, and it cast down some of the hosts, and of the stars to the ground, and stamped upon them.
Right, it forced Israel into Greek customs and philosophy. The ones that didn't willingly go along, a lot of them, they forced it into them with death and torture. Come on.
Yea, he magnified himself even to the prince of the host.
Come on.
And by him the daily sacrifice was taken away, and the place of his sanctuary was
and the
kept.
what?
and the place of his sanctuary was cast
Right,
down.
because Shalimar brought it out earlier. When you read, what verse is that? Daniel's 8 and what?
11.
Right, Daniel 8 and 11. Y'all can put down 2 Maccabees, the 6th chapter. I think it's like verses maybe 1 to 8. When it tell you they dally with harlots, they had swine's flesh, they had Zeus on the altar. God? So this was all being fulfilled during the time of the Greek Inquisition in Israel. Daniel's 8 is prophetic. Read on. And we can go deeper, but for the sake of time, we just get into key points. Come on.
Verse number 12. And an host was given him against the daily sacrifice by reason of transgression.
By what?
By reason of transgression.
We just read that. That's 1 Maccabees 1 and 11. In those days went out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. So that's being fulfilled right there in 1 Maccabees 1:11. Daniel's 8 and 12 is being fulfilled. Read, King.
By reason of transgression.
By what?
By reason of transgression.
By sellout Israelites. Come on.
And it cast down the truth to the ground, and it practiced and prospered.
Right, because the city got idol altars set up all over the city, and a lot of the Israelites had to flee into the mountains and the wilderness to serve the Most High. Right, come on.
And it reads, then I heard one saint speaking, and another saint said unto that certain saint which spake, how long shall be the vision concerning the daily sacrifice and the transgression of desolation, to give both the sanctuary and the host to be trodden underfoot? And he said unto me, until 2,300 days, then shall the sanctuary be cleansed. And it came to pass, when even I, Daniel, had seen the vision.
So like, I believe it was like around 6 years and 4 months, something like that, I forget. Right, but it was the time from when the Greeks came in and invaded the temple until the time it was cleansed. Go ahead.
It says, and it came to pass, when even I, Daniel, had seen the vision, and sought for the meaning, then behold, there stood before me as a prince.
So like, read 14 again.
Verse number 14. And he said unto me, until 2,300 days, then shall the sanctuary be cleansed.
Shall we what?
Then shall the sanctuary be cleansed.
Now go to 1 Maccabees 4 and start at 24. Now let's show you, when was that fulfilled that the sanctuary would be cleansed? Okay? Let's see. That's 1 Maccabees 4, and we're going to start at 24. When was that filled? Daniel's 8 and 14. It would be a certain dispensation of time when the Greeks came and invaded the temple until the temple was cleansed. When was that fulfilled? Daniel's 8 and 24. 1 Maccabees 8:24. Read. 4:24, my bad. 1 Maccabees 4:24. Read.
It's the book of 1 Maccabees chapter 4 and verse 24. After this they went home and sung a song of thanksgiving and praised the Lord in heaven, because it is good, because his mercy endureth forever.
Right, so the brothers want to celebrate Thanksgiving, they could have waited till Hanukkah. God, that's a damn lie. Right? They could have waited till this is the true Thanksgiving. God, whole lot. Go to 1 Maccabees 7, and niggas want some Thanksgiving. God damn, brother. You got your Thanksgiving right here. We even got a turkey fight. I even roasted a turkey. Right? You want Thanksgiving, brother. Turkey's a clean bird. Just eat it at the right time. God? Go to 1 Maccabees 13:47. Niggas want Thanksgiving. You can get true Thanksgiving, brother. God? Right? 1 Maccabees 13:47. Read that.
This is 1 Maccabees chapter 13, verse 47. So Simon was appeased towards them, and fought no more against them, but put them out of the city.
Same thing. During the time of Simon, he had to kick out wicked Israelites and heathens out of the city and cleanse the city. Right? Come on.
And cleanse the houses wherein the idols were.
And did what?
And cleanse the houses wherein the idols were.
And this is what we call the Day of Simon. It's a time that Simon is remembered for whooping the hell out of the heathen and kicking them out of the temple and destroying the idols in the city. Okay? Because it was back and forth between the Greeks. It was back and forth war. Right? Come on.
And so enter into it, With songs and thanksgiving.
With what?
With songs and thanksgiving.
Right, so we got a true Thanksgiving we can celebrate. Good? Right, not no, it's some damn ham soaked in Coca-Cola for 2 days, man. Right, look at that pork roast right there. Might as well show y'all the spread. Peppercorn in the pepper pork in the corn, pepper bacon in the corn. Unbelievable, man. Go back to 1 Maccabees 4:24. Israel, man. Israel got to get it together. So if you want Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving is all over the Bible.
Right.
But it's true, holy, and righteous Thanksgiving. Okay? Right, 1 Maccabees 4:24. Read.
Come. It's the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 24. After this, they went home and sung a song of thanksgiving and praised the Lord in heaven because it is good, because his mercy endureth forever.
So what was that song of thanksgiving, by a show of hands? What was that song of thanksgiving that they were singing? What are the songs in the Bible? Psalms, right? Which psalm was the psalm of thanksgiving? They all are technically, but get specific. They literally were singing one of the psalms after they whooped the hell out of the Greeks. Which psalm was they singing? Sis?
Psalms 119.
No.
Shout to the Lord, O ye strength.
I don't know which one that is, brother. Adam?
Psalms 136.
Is it? Yeah, Psalms 136. Go to Psalms 136 and 1. Y'all that was in Hanukkah the last couple of years, y'all should have y'all notes. Right? Psalms 136. Go to Psalms 136 and 1. This was a psalm that they were singing. This was the song that they were singing. Okay? Read that, King.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 136 and verse 1. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for he is good.
Give thanks unto Yahweh, for he is good. Come on.
For his mercy endureth forever.
For what?
For his mercy endureth forever.
God. Go back to 1 Maccabees 4:24. So they were singing a song of thanksgiving. God? So you know, I don't know, y'all. I can't let it go. That's a damn lie. Oh, this is Yahweh Day. Listen, we got feast days we can celebrate in the scriptures. Negro, wait a couple of more weeks and you can eat some turkey in righteousness. Right? Read what you got, King. Unbelievable. Read.
It's the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 25. Thus Israel had a great deliverance that day. Now all the strangers that had escaped came and told Lysias what had happened. And when he had heard thereof, was confounded and discouraged, because neither such things as he would were done unto Israel, nor such things as the king commanded them were come to pass.
Right. They thought they was just going to defeat Israel. Our numbers were lower than theirs. They thought it was a wrap. But, Judas, through his great war campaigns and the faith of the Most High, was able to repel the heathen. Come on.
Verse 28. The next year, therefore, following, Lysias gathered together 70,000 choice men of foot and 5,000 horsemen, that he might subdue them. So they came into Idumea and pitched their tents at Bethsura, and Judas met with them 10,000 men. And when he saw that mighty army, he prayed and said, Blessed art thou, O Savior of Israel, who didst quell the violence of the mighty man by the hand of thy servant David, and gavest the host of strangers into the hands of Jonathan, the son of Saul, and his armor bearer. Shut up this army in the hand of thy people Israel, and let them be confounded in their power and horses.
See, that was a secret weapon of our forefathers also. They always went back to the forefathers before them and said, look, the Most High delivered at this time. You think he can't do it now? Okay? Well, we lost our faith. When the Lord did it back then, we don't think he can do it 50 years later, 100 years later, 200 years later? Which I don't believe. Y'all don't believe the Most High still got that same power. Okay? And that's another thing, man. That's why people fall off from this truth, because they don't believe. They don't believe the Most High, because they just think America got a stronghold on us, which a lot of our people it does. But a lot of our people, they fall off because they really, this stuff, I don't know. Yeah, we the chosen, we going to rule one day, but the white man's still ruling. I've had people walk away from the truth literally saying that. Oh, brother, it's been 10 years I've been doing this. When this kingdom gonna fall? I don't think it's gonna ever fall. See, you don't trust in the Most High, God, and you don't have any patience. God, bring it out, King.
That goes back to the scripture in Romans 12, and when it says good, acceptable, and perfect will of God.
God,
I like to break that down because people know the will of God is good. They know that it's perfect, but a lot of people don't accept it. It's not acceptable enough for them. That's why they can't do it. They can clearly see what it is, but they can't fully accept it to fully do it.
Right, and there's a lack of faith. You know, that's why a whole chapter is dedicated to faith in the scriptures, Hebrews 11. Right? The Most High said it's impossible to serve him without faith. Okay? So you don't have no faith, then, you're going to fall off. You don't believe that this powerful society looks so powerful to you. Or we just Negroes and Hispanics in the ghetto, and we killing each other, and we ain't going to never amount to nothing. This man going to rule over us forever. You don't have no faith. Okay? Read on.
Verse 32. Make them to be of no courage, and cause the boldness of their strength to fall away, and let them quake at their destruction.
Right, remember in the laws of war, the Most High said he'll send an angel before us. So by the time we get to our enemy, they so shook, we can snap our finger and they finish. Okay? So they the same thing, so they going back to the Lord and to the forefathers. They said, send the angels before us so that by the time we get to our enemy, they quaking in their boots already. And you can't fight a fight when you're scared. Okay? Right, so they just going to fold when they see that power. Right, come on.
Cast them down with the sword of them that love you, and let all those that know thy name praise thee with thanksgiving.
Praise thee with thanksgiving, God. So we can give thanks to the Most High. That's a damn lie, right? Go ahead.
So they joined battle, and there were slain of the host of Lycius about 5,000 men. Even before them were they slain.
So we can celebrate the destruction of our enemies, God. Don't be scared and, God, don't kill, and that ain't right. No. In righteousness, the scriptures say what? The Lord killeth and maketh alive. God, he bringeth down to the grave and bring up. He had to destroy our enemies so we can be free. We can have freedom and cleanse the temple. Right, come on. Shh. Right, come on.
Verse 35. Now when Lycius saw his army put to flight, and the manliness of Judah's soldiers, and how they were ready, either to live or die valiantly, he went into Antiochia, and gathered together a company of strangers. And having made his army greater than it was, he purposed to come again into Judea.
Go ahead.
Then said Judas and his brethren, Behold, our enemies are discomfited.
Our enemies are discomfited. Come on.
Let us go up to cleanse.
To do what?
To cleanse.
Come on.
And dedicate the sanctuary.
So go back to Daniel 8:14. Daniel 8:14 with 1 Maccabees 4 and 36. Okay? All right, read that, King.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 8, verse 14. And he said unto me, until 2,300 days, then shall the sanctuary be cleansed.
Shall be what?
Then shall the sanctuary be cleansed.
Go back to 1 Maccabees 4:36.
It's the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 36. Then said Judas and his brethren, Behold, our enemies are discomfited. Let us go up to cleanse and dedicate the sanctuary.
So there you go right there. There's fulfillment of Daniel's 8 and 14 in 1 Maccabees 4:36. That's when the temple was cleansed after that certain period of time that the Greeks came in and defiled the temple. Judas and the Maccabees took it back and cleansed it. Okay? So that's why Hanukkah, or the Feast of Dedication, it's a prophetic feast day. It's not Leviticus the 23rd chapter when the Most High gave us the first high holy days. Okay? He added feast days onto the calendar, just like Purim. Okay? You going to tell the Lord he couldn't have the story of Esther and Mordecai? And Purim couldn't be added? No. Okay? So jump down to 51. Jump down to 52. 1 Maccabees 4:52. Read.
Book of 1 Maccabees 4:52. Now on the 25th day of the 9th month, which is called the month Caslu, In the 148th year they rose up betimes in the morning, and offered sacrifice according to the law upon the new altar of burnt offerings.
Upon what?
Upon the new altar of burnt offerings, which they had made.
Right, because they cleansed the temple and the altar, right? Come on.
Look at what time and what day the heathen had profaned it. Even in that was it dedicated with songs and cisterns and harps and cymbals.
Why does it say, look at what time and what day the heathen have profaned it? By a show of hands. Let me see who's thinking. Or who understands. Or who got their notes from past Hanukkahs. Isaiah.
Talking about the prophecy of Daniel?
No. Go ahead, Art.
I think the time that the heathen did it, it will be the same time it will be reversed and cleansed.
What verse is that?
I forget, but I know, remember that.
All right, go to 1 Maccabees 1. See, this way y'all got to be meticulous with your notes. All right, because after 2, 3, 4 years of attending the Feast of Dedication, you got to know these things, Con. You know, you can't, it's not the Christian church. I don't know what the preacher said, but I sure was good. You should be able to go back in your notes and look. Con? So this way, y'all got to get into taking notes. When you come to a feast day or something, take notes. All right? Because 2, 3, 4, 5 years go by and you don't know because you're not studying your notes. You don't remember from last year.
Yeah.
You just sitting there. That was a good class, Doc. What was the 5th scripture we read, brother? I don't know, but it was so good. I like the damn Christian church. God? I'm saying, y'all got to take notes, Israel. And it's kind of disrespectful because this is a class. It's a classroom setting. You can't do that at Esau University. Or you go to for a skilled trade or something. You got to be taking them notes so you know. It come to the Most High. Yeah, I know that scripture. I'll bring it out. You can't do that, man. So I was taught that when I came up in 1 West over 30 years ago. The elders always taught us, you come to class, take notes. You sitting on YouTube watching the videos, take notes. Con, this is for you. Otherwise, somebody gonna come up and say, hey, brother, well, we don't celebrate Christmas. What should we celebrate? I don't know, but it's in there somewhere. It's Hanukkah, brother. That's what we celebrate. I don't know, but it's in there somewhere, nigga. Right? Come on, man. God? You gotta know, y'all gotta take notes, Israel. Con? Take notes. This is not for entertainment. This is class. This is a classroom setting. If you don't happen to take notes, we got 1,000 cameras running. Go back and watch the video and take the notes. Con? And then, listen, that's for y'all betterment. Don't take that no kind of way. The elders back when I came in the 90s, they got on us the same way. Con? You couldn't even sit in the class without a pen and a pad. The elders would walk, the generals would walk through and say, hey, brother, you taking your notes? Con? So that's why it's 3, 4, 5 years and you can't, after a while, brothers, you're supposed to be able to come up and do the lesson. And other brothers got to move on and do other stuff. Okay? So get into the habit of taking notes, Israel. That's for y'all betterment. Okay? Right? Read on. Now next year, they're going to say con. Next year, no pen and pad. Con. Y'all some damn con artists. Nah. That's one of the elders used to tell us that. Right? Read that, King.
You want to First Maccabees 1?
Yeah, 1 Maccabees 1. No, you know what? We can just quote it for the sake of time. 1 Maccabees 1. 54 to 64. 1 Maccabees 1, 54 to 64 with 1 Maccabees 4, 54. Okay? Go read on. 1 Maccabees 4, 55.
Then all the people fell upon their faces, worshiping and praising the God of heaven, who had given them good success.
Who had what?
Who had given them good success.
Who gave us good success?
God of heaven.
The Most High, the power of Israel. God? Right, go to Joshua 1 and 7. Precept upon precept, line upon line. Here a little and there a little. Okay? Read your Bible, Israel. That is our greatest weapon on this planet in these last days. Okay? Hold that real quick. Give me Isaiah 33 and 6. Let's prove that. Isaiah 33 and 6. This is your greatest weapon, knowledge. You know, not an AK-47. Can somebody quiet them children down? God. Yeah, read that.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 33 and verse 6.
Come on.
And wisdom and knowledge.
Wisdom and knowledge, go ahead.
Shall be the stability of thy time.
The Lord said wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability of your time. God? A lot of brothers say, yo, I got my AR. Esau come to my door, I'm shooting, brother. Esau got weapons that will take your face off. You know what I'm saying? Listen, Esau ain't got to come to your door. Right? So the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. I hear brothers hyping up their guns so much. Listen, Esau got stuff that will shrink you, son. Right? You can't. This man, his blessing was the sword. Yo, look at my collection. I'm telling you. Race war come, brother. Esau, you will be food, son, like we used to say back in New York. You food. You got to put your trust in the Most High. Okay? Your carnal weapon might help to a degree, but listen, Esau got stuff out here that will, the stuff he allow us to get, that's toys to him. Yeah. That's toys to him. Right. They go, yo, I got this rifle with this scope. Listen, you are the scope when it comes to Esau. They got drones with multiple guns on. I mean, listen, man, I'm telling you, they got drones that they can program your identity into. And the drone can come and find you and kill you. Specifically you, God. You talking about, I got this rifle, I got it out of gun. That's fine. That's fine. But listen, our trust got to be in the Most High. You got nothing for Esau when it comes to weapons. You ain't got nothing on that devil. God? So go sit down somewhere, keep the commandments, read the Bible. Some weirdo try to break in your house, you got to handle your business. That's fine. But ultimately, you better depend on the Most High. Right? Your brothers be like, I'm ready, y'all. No, you're not. No, you're not, brother. Stop it. Right? So, it's the Most High. It's really the spiritual part that's going to get us through. And the physical, the angels going to protect us. Whatever you might have to do physically to protect yourself, if the Most High is with you, that's fine. But this fight is going to be, you know, the Most High got to be with you. If not, you done. You fool, Esau going to have you for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and a late night snack. Okay? Right, read that again. Isaiah 33 and 6.
And wisdom and knowledge.
Wisdom and knowledge, go ahead.
Shall be the stability of thy tongue.
Come on.
And strength of salvation.
Go ahead.
The fear of the Lord is his treasure.
The fear of the Lord is our treasure. Now go back. What was the other precept I called?
Joshua
1 and 7. Yeah. Joshua 1, 7 through 9.
It's the book of Joshua, chapter 1 and verse 7. Only be thou strong and very courageous.
Come on.
That thou mayest observe to do according to all the law, which Moses my servant commanded thee. Turn not from it to the right hand or to the left.
Go ahead.
That thou mayest prosper whithersoever thou goest.
Go ahead.
This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success.
Right, when you keep the laws, that's when you have good success. Go back to 1 Maccabees 4:55. Right, read that again. We almost home, Israel. Salakia. It's a little late, but sacrifice for the Most High on the feast day. Khan? Right, come on.
It's the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 4 and verse 55. Then all the people fell upon their faces, worshiping and praising the God of heaven, who had given them good success. And so they kept the dedication of the altar 8 days, and offered burnt offerings with gladness, and sacrificed the sacrifice of deliverance and praise.
Go ahead.
They decked also the...
Salakia, read 56 again, my bad.
Verse 56. And so they kept the dedication of the altar.
And that's what the word Hanukkah means, is a Hanukkah. In the ancient Paleo-Greek, it means dedication. Come on.
And they kept the dedication of the altar 8 days.
Go ahead.
And offered burnt offerings with gladness, and sacrificed the sacrifice of deliverance and praise.
So when you read from verse 36, they cleansed the temple and then what? They set up the feast of dedication. Con? So Daniel's 8:14, 1 Maccabees 4:36, now 1 Maccabees 4:52 on down. Now once they cleansed the temple, they actually established the feast of dedication. So now in 164 BC, seems like this date changes every couple of years. I don't know. I think I remember reading 162, 163. But now a lot of the scholars say 164 BC, the temple was cleansed by Judas and the feast of dedication was established. God? So the Most High gave the other feast days thousands of years before that. But he can add a feast day to the calendar if he want to. God? This was a prophetic feast day, so it had to happen first for it to be added to the feast day calendar. God? Read on.
Verse 57. They decked also the forefront of the temple with crowns of gold, and with shields, and the gates and the chambers they renewed, and hanged doors upon them.
Right, so they made it festive, all right? That's another thing these over-righteous brews. Oh, you just want to decorate because you want to be like Christmas. No. It tells you right here, they made it festive. They put their spirit into it. Go ahead.
Thus was their very great gladness among the people, for that the reproach of the heathen was put away.
Come on.
Moreover, Judas and his brethren, with the whole congregation of Israel, ordained that the days of the dedication of the altar should be kept in their season from year to year by the space of 8 days, from the 25th day of the month Caslu, with mirth and gladness.
And see, they set it up and ordained it. A lot of the history tells you they patterned the feast of dedication after the Feast of Tabernacles, which was an 8-day feast. You got that Jewish folklore where it was only 1 day worth of oil and it lasted for 8 days. And that wouldn't make sense, because at the beginning of the feast, how would they know that the oil is going to last for 8 days? At the beginning of the feast, they're making it an 8-day feast. Okay? So a lot of times, Amalek and the Jewish history, they add stuff to the history to sensationalize it, right? To make it a little bit more exciting. But it's exciting enough with just the Greeks getting the hell whooped out of them and we taking the temple back. That's exciting enough. God? We know the Most High could make oil last for 80 days, but a lot of that is Amalek. When you read the history, they added a lot of that stuff to make the story more exciting. But if they're making it an 8-day feast at the beginning of the feast, how would they know that the oil is going to last for 8 days? Okay? Right, so read on.
Verse 60. At that time also, they builded up the Mount Zion with high walls and strong towers round about, lest the Gentiles should come and tread it down as they had done before.
And notice it's calling the Greeks and the other nations Gentiles. Right, come on.
And they set there a garrison to keep it, and fortified Bethsur to preserve it, that the people might have a defense against Idumea.
That they might what?
That the people might have a defense against Idumea.
Idumea. We know Idumea is the Greek name for Edom. So it's calling the Greeks Edom. We know the Edomites are Esau. So the so-called white man. You know, I heard brothers say Alexander might have been a Jake. What kind of doctrines y'all got? That wouldn't even make sense with the prophecy. But now I've heard that. I've heard that brothers be trying to go too deep, man. But no, Elder, I got a book, man. I'm going to call you at 12 Tuesday on voice video chat. We're going to go over it. No, hell no, brother. I'm good. How about 1 p.m. Thursday, Elder? I'm going to call you on video. I'm going to show you this book. No, I'm good. I'm good. Good? Right, so I have to reiterate that. Feast of Dedication is a prophetic feast. So if you run across Hebrews that say it's not in Leviticus 23, I don't celebrate it, they don't understand the prophecy of Daniel 8 and Daniel 11. Who said Daniel 11? Somebody said Daniel 11 earlier. Daniel 11 also goes into it, all right? But that's a little bit deeper history. For the sake of time, maybe we'll go into that on the closing. Khan? And Salakia, we could have gave y'all much more, but for the sake of time, the history is so vast, but you get the gist of it. God, we whooped the hell out of the Greeks, took back the temple, dedicated to the Most High, and celebrated for 8 days. All the deep, intricate stuff you can study on your own. God? Hallelujah. Right, so give me Isaiah 42 and 9. So, Hanukkah dedication, you have to understand, Daniel's 8 and 11, Daniel's chapter 8 and Daniel's chapter 11, where it's prophesied, you have to understand that, or you're not going to get it. Of course, well, I only celebrate the feast days of Leviticus 23. All right, that's on you. You don't understand the prophecy. Read that, Isaiah 42 and 9. Read.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 42 and verse 9. Behold, the former things are come to pass.
The Lord said the former things are come to pass. Come on.
And new things do I declare.
So that's what the Lord said. He was declaring something new through Daniel. God.
Before they spring forth, I tell you of them.
So before it happened, he was having Daniel prophesy. God. And then it was to be added as a feast day later on. Sirach 42:19. Sirach 42:19. This is just to show that, of course, like we're doing now. What do we do when we go out there? We prophesy. We foretell the future. And a lot of times it manifests, but we're waiting for more stuff to happen as Yahushua returns. All right, read.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 42 and verse 19. He declared the things that are from the top. He declareth the things that are past and for to come, and revealeth the steps of hidden things.
Right, he doeth what? Read it again, Salakia.
He declareth the things that are past.
Come on.
And for to come.
And what?
And for to come.
And what?
And for to come.
So how did the Most High show, what did the Most High do to show Daniel the prophecy? He gave him a vision of what was going to happen. Was something that was for to come. Right, so the Lord does what he want to do. If he want to add a feast day later on, that's his prerogative. God? Right, last but not least, St. John 10:22. And we'll pray, eat, drink, and be merry. God? Hallelujah. And do your own research, Israel. This stuff is, you can find this stuff. Look this stuff up. Right? And once you start getting into it, it'll get interesting, because one part of the history will lead you to another part of the history. Now you'll start reading about how Israel was fighting amongst each other. How the Hellenized Jews under Jason and them guys was going against Onias III, and it's just vast, man. Do you hear how Esau was assassinating each other, and the different leaders was killing each other off and kidnapping each other? It's beautiful history, man. Okay? But it's just too much to go into tonight, man. It's a vast history. But everybody know the gist of what we celebrate tonight. Do your own research throughout the 8 days. Research the feast day. God, and get the history of it and, other precepts and stuff. Do your own research. God? And most I will come back on a close and get a little bit deeper into some other stuff. But it's great history. Very vast, very rich, good history, man. God? St. John 10:22.
This is the book of John, chapter 10, verse number 22. And it was at Jerusalem.
It was where?
And it was at Jerusalem.
So now, this is later on. Let's say maybe an average of 200 years later. Right? Almost 200 years later. 164 BC up until the time Yahushua died. Yahushua died, most scholars say 29 AD. Right? But now you coming up into Yahushua's time. God? So now, what's going on? Almost 200 years later. Read it again.
It says, and it was at Jerusalem, the feast of dedication.
It was at Jerusalem, and they were keeping a feast of dedication. So every year from 164 BC on, now up until the time of Yahushua, they were keeping a feast of dedication because it was added to the Hebrew calendar. God? Right, come on.
And it was winter.
And it was what?
And it was winter.
It was winter. I don't really feel like it out here. It was 80 degrees the other day. I came back from Detroit and New York. It was brick out there. Especially Detroit, man. It was brick as hell. Came back out here, man. We got on shorts and t-shirts. But it's still winter season, right? Good. It gets a little chilly at night. Good.
And Yahushua walked in the temple in Solomon's porch.
Right, so Yahushua walked into the temple and he started dealing with Israel. When you read further in St. John 10, he was teaching them and reasoning with them and everything. Okay? So the Feast of Dedication, or the Hanukkah, was going on now 200 years later at the time of Yahushua. Okay? So it's added to the calendar. I was talking to this Amalex I be doing business with sometime, and you know I pick their brain. I be downplaying like I don't really know nothing. I be like, yeah, tell me more about the Jewish history, you know. And she's like, yeah, you know, Hanukkah's a minor day. We don't really, you know, we don't really, you know, we celebrate it, but it's minor. I was like, oh, it's minor, huh? Oh, okay. And a lot of brews got that mind frame from Amalek. Is not Leviticus 23, so it's minor. But wait a minute, Yahushua mentions it, and it was patterned after the Feast of Tabernacles. So no, it's not just a minor flim-flam day. It's a great day of our history that we conquered the Greeks and took back the temple. You gonna say the temple is minor? No. But they do error not knowing the scriptures or the power of the Most High. Khan? Ba Shema Mashiach. Khan. Ashar. Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah 2023. Kwam Yashar. All praises. So, the water again for my mighty brothers from Watchmen for Israel. Excellent service. Held it down for the elder like they always do. My late behind, but they held it down for me. God? So Shalimar, man, Yashali, I got to hold the elder down, man. God? My elder got bills to pay, man. I got to do what I got to do. God? But they held it down, and all praises, man. All praise to the Most High Yahushua for all of our brothers that are coming up, especially the younger brothers coming up in this truth, teaching with fire. And us older brothers, too. We still here. But all praises, man. The Most High is raising up his men in these last days. Khan? Good to see some of you brothers and sisters. I haven't seen in a while. Good to see all of y'all, but some of y'all haven't seen in a while. Let me clear that up. Some of y'all haven't seen in a while. Good to see a lot of y'all. And all praises. Khan? And we can't come together on no other time, at least for a feast. Right? You can't get Israel to come together for food and drink, then I don't know what you get them to come together for. Khan? But good to see all of the family. Kwam Yashar. Right. And give yourselves a round of applause. Son. They look so beautiful, don't you agree? God, so we're going to pray out and bless the food and the drink, salute, and eat, drink, and be merry. I know it's a little late for a weeknight, but hang on out, Israel. Sacrifice a little bit of sleep. Come on, we here with the family. Don't just rush on out. Hang out for a minute. You know, say shalom to your brothers and sisters. God? It's dedication. Let's enjoy ourselves. Kwam Yashar. Hallelujah. I didn't say, no, we didn't tell you how to rise yet. Wait. I know the natives are restless, Salakia. Oh, I got a partner in here, okay. Go. Stand and face Jerusalem, for the east which is that way from closing prayer and anointing. Hallelujah.